As you guys know, I was previously boyfriend and girlfriend with a girl named Rachel Coop.
Yes.
She's now my fiance.
In one of our upcoming Gene Shorts videos, the outro, you say, "This is my future wife." And I don't know if I've heard you say that yet.
It did seem weird when I said it.
I was excited. I think on the video when I was filming it, I go, wow. And then later on, I felt like it was like me saying that about Rachel. Like, this is my future wife, Rachel. Whew. Wow. I was like, oh boy.
Not bad.
Whoa. I see you, triplet.
My boy's growing up. Anyway, that same girl who Brad is so proud of.
Your future wife.
Was just telling us a story. She was subbing yesterday. Substitute teaching.
Subbing.
Sometimes when I say that, people think like, oh, she did basic training? Yeah, she's doing a submarine. No.
She's a Beatles fan, so she does want to live in a yellow submarine someday.
Subbing? Oh, sandwich artist?
No.
Shawnee Mission High School, Northwest Division.
Yeah. She did work at Quiznos back in the day, though.
Thought about Schlotchkes. Couldn't pronounce it super well.
Couldn't do it, yeah. Couldn't spell it. Couldn't pronounce it. Anyway, here she is subbing.
Just subbing.
And not like a replacement player on a basketball team. Like not someone coming in halfway through the game. Like, hey, I'm a sub here.
Not doing that.
Not doing that either.
This is a temporary position with Shawnee Mission School District.
Okay.
On Monday.
Sorry. One more thing that I love about Rachel is that, I mean, she's not from here, obviously. And so for the longest time, she was working only in Shawnee Mission. So she'd be like, oh yeah, I was at Northwest High School. And in Kansas City, there's like, 5 or 6 Northwests. And so I'm always like, what? And at first I didn't know. So anyway, now she always is like Shawnee Mission Northwest High School in Shawnee Mission, Kansas, like very specifically. So go ahead.
She was just telling us a little story that she was calling roll, which if you don't, it's not like a buttered roll.
You're not a chef, like making a gourmet like dinner for somebody.
Not like a California roll.
No.
Calling roll.
Right.
Different.
Yeah.
She doesn't have like a number programmed in her phone. Like, oh,
like it's not like I got to call roll real quick.
Oh, Mike roll.
Roll, are you there?
It's not that.
It's not like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is going to be confusing. She was calling roll and what?
I'm just excited to think about the next thing that we're going to.
You're never going to get through this story.
Clarify.
She called on a boy. Not with her cell phone.
not literally on a boy. Like she's not sitting on the boy while she's calling on him. Like she's like requesting this boy. Can we? Sorry, we're all over the place. Can we back up? She was actually telling us a different story about this, and you and I both kind of paused and we're like, "Can we go back?" I'm distracted. I'm not even listening to what you're saying right now.
Yeah, she was trying to tell a story about something completely different.
Go ahead.
And we were like, "Back up on this part." So she calls. She's like, "Adam," and he said, "Adam is my dead name."
Yeah,
I go by this now.
I go by Teal now, is what I heard. Apparently, he has teal hair. I have never heard the phrase "dead name." Maybe we're just 32 years old and just old, or 31.
It reminds me of all the coffee shops who asked me for a good name.
Yeah.
It makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because there are adjectives to names. All this time I thought we only had one name. They're trying to clarify, I don't want your dead name, I don't want your active name. Good name.
I think you should, next time you ask somebody asks you that, just be like, can I clarify what I heard? Did you say, do you want a dead name? Because that's Adam. Adam can't come to the phone right now. He's dead. Is that what Taylor Swift? I'm cool. I know these things.
You do.
Yeah. Can I get a good name for that? Or actually, no, shoot, I did it wrong.
Oh, hey, Brad, what's your name?
My dead name is Lazarus. But now that I'm awake, it's Aquafina. Hey, what's your name over there, bud? Well, wait, Jake, right? Sorry. I nailed this. I'm doing great. Hey, buddy, your name's... Hey, can I get a good dead for... So anyway...
Good dead name. Too far.
Too far.
Ooh, I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast.
We're back. With another episode. I think this is 194. We're recording in the afternoon. If you're watching on YouTube, we got a little sunlight coming through. Feels like it's been a long time since we've recorded in the daytime.
Is that right?
A very long time.
We get a little bit wilder when we're during the nighttime, I think. So
probably.
I'm trying to get zany right now.
Step it up.
Yeah.
Scott couldn't be with us today. He's in a better place. And we got some fun changes to announce for the future in this episode. We got some fun changes to this episode.
Hello.
Stick around and find out.
I think this tight beat means that it's going down.
Jake, what's the deal with the Wii?
What do you like Nintendo Wii?
Yeah, just genuinely, I had the idea the other day. I was like, did the Wii just come out kind of revolutionizing Nintendo and then just like nothing ever came? Like, I feel like since the Xbox came, it was like the Wii, Xbox, and PlayStation 2 all came out around the same time, correct?
I feel like Wii was afterwards.
A little bit,
yeah.
But like that same generation. And then it felt like there's been 5 Xboxes since then. And the Wii's just kind of the Wii.
That's a good point. Yeah, have they like
are they still making the Wii?
The Wii? I don't know.
If I go to Walmart, can I buy a Wii?
I think what it was is the Nintendo Switch is probably the new iteration of that because it has like a gyroscope in it. Like, you can do like motion controls.
They do.
On a
Okay.
Switch controller.
So you can Wii on the Switch.
We can.
We can.
You and
Wii.
I can. Yes.
Okay.
We all can.
Okay. Because I genuinely was like, I don't know. I was like, Wii Sport. Like, because I saw a kid, like a 5-year-old playing Wii Sports the other day. And I was like, okay, did her parents buy that or did they have it from when they were teenagers?
Yeah. Do you ever hear those things of like, snakes on a plane is actually called high up snakes in China because it translates to devil in the sky or something like that. That's a weird example.
Yeah.
Do you think the Nintendo Wii had to have a new name in France?
Oh, because it meant urinate.
No.
Oh, wee.
Oh, yes, P.
Oh, yeah. I think, it's called the Nintendo Yes.
Nintendo Yes.
Nintendo Yeah.
That's a fun idea.
Yeah. What about like
Xbox Yes?
back in the day, did you, instead of saying yeah on Instant Messenger, did you say yeah? Y-E-E-U-H. I did it all the time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I might have thrown in a yup. Y-U-P. Y-U-P-P.
You're a yup guy?
Yup.
I was a yeah. I was a Lilas. Love you like a sister. And I was an LOL guy. Never a ha-ha or a tee-hee.
I unfortunately spelled tonight Tonite.
Really?
And I would also spell no, K-N-O. Just K-N-O.
Oh, let me know. Yeah.
Just save a little space on the W there.
Tell me you were not a cool K-E-W-L guy.
I don't think so. I can't imagine.
One of my best friends, Logan, was and drove me crazy. Okay, cool. Just spell it normal. Just kills me to this day.
Because especially on T9, I know you're talking about like AIM or whatever. But
Well, same. Yeah, I think you would do it everywhere.
T9, you're almost like it values spelling things the right way because then it's trying to predict what you're texting.
True.
You throw in a KWL in there, it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, fun little game. What would that be on a keypad if you do K? So it'd be what, 5, 3, 8,
Yeah.
5? I'm basing this purely off of
That's
just my
impressive.
own
That's
dome right
impressive if
now.
you
It's
do know
probably
that.
off.
5, 3, 9,
Ah,
5
I was close.
would actually be probably, I don't know,
Look at the letters. What do you think?
Jewl. No, Je.
Jewel.
I don't know if there's a word, man. Maybe it would be cool. I don't know how can we do a T9 predictor?
T9 text.
Yeah,
Texting keyboard.
I'm sure you can. Oh,
Let's
cool,
see.
cool. I was like, Logan, stop. Logan also did tee-hee.
T.
I was like, get out of here with tee-hee.
All right. I found a T9. Oh. All right. So it said Jew 5.
Jew 5. Okay, yeah, that also works. Like you don't want to write out Jews, so you put Jew 5.
It's like a license plate.
I was also never a guy that changed numbers into letters and all that stuff. But if
People
you were
started doing that a few years ago. They would say like I 5 give you instead of 4.
Oh.
That was like kind of a thing. Like B5 instead of B4.
Oh, really? I don't know if I've heard that. I've heard I 5 give you. I was meaning more like using a 3 instead of an E.
Like 303.
Wow.
No, that wasn't really in place of letters, was it?
No.
I was thinking of that punk band from back in the day. Remember them? You don't remember 303?
303? No, 311. 3 doors down.
Who's 311?
311?
Who's 311?
311's way bigger than whoever 303 is.
No way.
No way?
No, there's no way.
311's legendary.
I've never heard of them. 303, British girl group.
You lost me
based
right
in
there.
London. What was their song? Oh, Don't Trust Me.
Sing it.
Don't trust me. Don't trust me.
Don't trust me. Da, da, da. Nope, no.
Really?
No.
You don't know that song?
Play it a few seconds.
Okay.
Hear me?
Wow.
Everyone, is it 3OH3?
3OH exclamation point 3.
I think I've heard that.
I'm a vegetarian and I ain't
Oh, really? Out of all places.
don't trust them.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Also, these are not
311's huge.
These are not girls. The Wikipedia thing was wrong. I was going to say. I think they were guys.
Hey, dead name. Dead name.
All right. 311 band.
Huge.
What is their song? Hum me their song. See if I know
Love
it.
song. However far away, I will always love you. Whoa. Amber is the color of her energy. Honestly, they were. Who is it?
Rachel's leaving. She's going.
Rachel, do you know who 311 is?
She's Gen Z. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Shut your mouth.
She knew mine. Shut your mouth. 311 is an American rock band from Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh. I think they were bigger back when we were, 10.
311 band, total
No, just
record. What?
Grammys.
How do you want to measure it?
Grammys.
Grammys?
I bet they got a Grammy. I don't like that I'm being recorded in this argument just in case I'm completely wrong. What if 311? Now that I'm learning that they're like kind of local to Omaha, like maybe they were just played a lot on our radio station. I think they're a pretty big deal though.
I don't know how to find out how to compare the popularity from one band to another. Oh, here we go. 311 sold over 7 million albums, including 7 million in the United States.
Including, yeah, Omaha, big 311 town. I mean, their last album, that's not true. Never mind. I was going to say the last album was in 20. No, they're still coming out with stuff. Anyway.
Are they really?
But they were big in like the 90s and early 2000s. Anyway, what's the deal with the Wii?
Oh, hold on. I gotta
You just
get
corrected?
to the bottom of this.
What?
I'm wondering if 303 was not big at all. Uh-oh.
I bet they're a one-hit wonder. I will say, when you said 303, at first I didn't hear about them. And then I thought to myself, I think I've seen like something blank OH exclamation point blank. So
yeah. I think they had a few songs. I'm going to look into this later. You know what? Or we never look it up.
Ghosties?
The poll for this week. Who is more popular in your eyes? 303 or 311?
I'll say Spotify-wise, 303 is huge compared to 311.
Really?
Not as in monthly listeners, but they have a song. Oh, the Don't Trust Me song has 224 million plays. 311's not that good, but I think it's because they were big so long ago.
Yeah.
Woodstock 99, I bet 311 was there.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never heard of them.
I bet they were like one of the big ones. I don't know.
I'll tell you right now, I think I already like 311 better because I'm pretty sure 303 was that band who had the lyric. It was like, hey, girl, shake your hips, do the Helen Keller, and talk with, what was it? Talk with your lips? Talk with your hip? It wouldn't be talk with your lips. That's a we talk. Talk with your hips, I think. Do the Helen Keller and talk with your hips. Didn't like that lyric.
You didn't get into that?
No.
Is that from that song?
I don't know.
Okay.
They all sound the same. British girl group.
Anyway, sorry to start with the tangent with the Wii.
Oh yeah, it all started from the Wii, huh?
But I just had that thought the other day of like, could I buy a Wii right now? Or is it like a hot commodity like on the, secondhand market, or like are they still producing them? I don't know.
No, I think it's dead. It's a dead name. Did you ever have an Xbox Connect?
No.
Because that came out a little bit after the Wii and really blew it out of the water. It just wasn't nearly as popular.
You think it blew it out of the water?
Based on technology, yes.
Yeah, because you didn't have to have controllers.
And the Wii only knew what like your right wrist was doing. That's it. The Xbox Connect was like a 3D scan of your body.
Yeah.
And it knew what every appendage was doing and what your head was doing. And
True.
felt way more advanced.
No, I never had anything past the original Xbox. That was where I stopped.
Good.
And I think Xbox Connect was for 360. So 360 in my head is like, oh, you're rich. You have a 360.
Dude,
Like, to this day. Like, oh, good
Congrats
for you.
on your promotion, I assume.
Right.
Congrats on your 360.
Yeah. So
original Xbox just reminded me, I need to make a note that whenever, bachelor party, we got to bring Xboxes to play Halo 2.
Yes.
That sounds so fun.
Dude, I still
if
have
we don't do it then, when are we going to do it?
I still have an Xbox, but it overheats after like 45 minutes and then doesn't really work for a couple
get some
days.
coolant.
Maybe. Been working on that. Yeah, Jake saved me last week. My truck basically broke down. Not even basically. It stopped.
It stopped running.
It was like overheating as I was driving to film Jean Shorts last week. And I was like, I think I can make it on the highway. But eventually it like did this thing where it was like engine overheating or, engine overdrive, power saving mode or something like that. All of a sudden it wouldn't let me drive more than like 40 miles an hour. So I was just coasting on, I got on the shoulder of the highway. I don't think I told you all this. Got on the shoulder of the highway and just kind of like bumped along. Luckily my exit was the next exit, and then got close to where we were meeting at the library, tried to parallel park, put it in reverse once and kind of got it close. And I was like, I'm not that close to the curb. Tried to put it back in drive and it just dies. And so I was like 6 feet from the curb, maybe like kind of far, but like close enough to where it was like, we know what this guy's trying
to park.
Yeah. And I was like, we're not going to be there that long. It'll be fine. And yeah, long story short, got it fixed.
I had a car that was overheating. I think it was the Dodge. Doesn't matter. Can't even think of it.
Chevy Impala.
Yeah. It was overheating back in the day. And I remember, we just have to like pull over, just wait for it to cool down. And so I did that one morning on the way back from like leading a small group. And so I just pulled over on the highway and just didn't know what else to do. So I just took a nap. It was an early, small group at 6:30.
Right.
So I took a little nap and I woke up to a police officer knocking on my window. And I like jumped up and I scared him. I was scared of him, and I also scared him because he said, we got a call that there was a dead guy in this car. So they thought I was dead.
Wow.
So they were like really happy to see me that I was alive.
Yeah.
And I was just confused. And they were like, yeah, we need you to get going. I was like, well, my car might be overheated.
Well, yeah, you got to follow me home, sir, just in case.
Yeah. I'll put it neutral. You push me home.
Have you always been a heavy sleeper? Like your whole
life? As long
life?
as I can remember. Yeah.
Okay. Because Hattie is kind of an amazingly heavy sleeper. And I'm excited for her I think that's such a skill.
It's great.
And I think you can't really learn it, can you? I mean, maybe to an extent you can, I guess, become more immune to things, but it's not like you had a ton of stuff going on around you as a kid. It was just you and your sister.
I don't think it was a learned behavior.
Yeah.
It seems like some people have it.
I just want her to have that for the rest of her life.
That is good. Didn't you say Bo slept for like 11 hours? No, like 14 hours.
Like 17 hours or something like that.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
slept. I'm coming off a 11-hour sleep right now. So
really,
if you feel a little differently, like if you feel like Brad's changed here, it's because of that.
I have not done good with my 8 hours of sleep New Year's resolution yet.
It's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah. You have to you just have to obviously sacrifice one way or the other. Like sleeping
you have to do less stuff at night. It stinks.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I gotta go to bed now. I'm not used to this, but you'll figure out the rhythm. That's what I'm working on right now, is just rhythms and trying to get.
It's January 10th. We got time.
Plenty of time. Yeah. Yesterday was like the first day I like really started to implement anything. I told you this already, but I had the worst headache last night. That's why I got so much sleep. So I was like, I'm going to bed.
I don't want to be awake.
Nothing else sounds fun except for sleeping. And so, I don't know if it was caffeine or sugar or both, but I'm trying to be better. And
you're intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting. Yeah. It could be a lot of different things. It could be like, whatever. I've done very good on my water. That's been the thing. I've been trying to drink a lot of water.
You're chugging it.
It's good. It's actually kind of interesting. There's been a few different guys that have reached out on Instagram, like ghosties, and been like, hey man, like if you want to like, or either encouraging me or saying like, I'm interested in doing this too. So I don't know what that means for how, if we can like get a community going or something of like accountability or something, but I don't have it all fleshed out in my head, but if anybody's interested,
Brad's interested.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do something on the Facebook group about it, but hopefully it's going well. It's 2 days in so far, and we'll see.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. But it's Make It Count 2023, right?
Yeah, it is.
I heard that you made it count in Orlando this past week.
I did make it count.
With quite a few different things.
Yeah.
You were a busy boy.
It was a busy boy time for me. It was just we never really done it quite like this. It was like shooting mood swing stuff all day long, and then 2 stand-up shows each night, basically. So it was just a jam-packed schedule. I think I was so behind on texting people, responding to people. It was
all day long. Sorry, let me interrupt. Like, how much time did you have in between finishing up Jean Shorts and you have to be at the club?
The channel's actually called Mood Swings.
Sorry, jean shorts. I'm going to always like screw up. Like, did you watch Mr. Beast's latest jean shorts video?
It just describes a YouTube video.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time it was because one of the days we were there was a little bit of a rain delay. And so that added an extra hour and a half to the time we thought we would have at home. So
yeah,
not long. It was usually like quick, like go home, maybe 20 minutes, shower, get an Uber, go get dinner somewhere or go get it at the club. So it was all pretty quick. I fell asleep between shows for the first time ever.
Wow.
Never done that before.
Between shows, not like during Trey's set.
Yes, during Trey's set.
During Trey's set into the next show.
Mm-hmm. So like I got done performing. I was just in the green room. Whatever it would have been. Saturday Night Football was on. I just fell asleep in there. Woke up to Trey coming in there. I was like,
that Jaguars Titans game was that boring. Really?
Yeah, so I guess I was just exhausted.
Because Alan is usually in there. Was Alan in there and you fell asleep?
He was in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Right there next to me.
I guess if you have something else on TV, that makes it a little bit easier, like socially, to fall asleep.
It's not just him and I.
Yeah, because that's what I thought. I was like, I could never do that if somebody else is in the room. And I guess the opener might have been in the room too.
He was gone during that time. Honestly, when I fell asleep, I was the only one in the room because Alan, I remember I fell asleep to them singing White People Wedding. And I was like, oh, this is nice.
Okay.
Put me to sleep.
Nice.
And Alan came back and I was asleep. Anyway, but yeah, jam-packed weekend. The shows were great. Had some good crowd work moments. Some that I think are, at least one that's pretty postable, I think, for Instagram, which is always fun. We feel like you get a clip.
Heck yeah.
It just worked out great. This girl told me, I was talking to this guy and I was like, who are you here with tonight? What's her name? And he's like, her name's Mika. And I was like, oh, okay. I met a few dogs named Mika, which I haven't. I just like seemed like a funny thing to say or whatever. And was glad I said that because instantly this guy goes, my parents' dog is named Mika.
No way.
And so I was like, dude, I mean, that's not even like a popular name for a dog or a human. I just couldn't believe it. And so anyway, just had a few jokes after that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like what amazing coincidence.
I know.
Like
it's crazy.
The fact that you said it to begin with, the fact that you were like, I'm going to make this joke about a dog and hope that people will think it's funny, even though no one's ever heard of a dog named Mika in their life.
It wasn't even like,
and they're like, he's like, funny you say that. It totally is a dog's name. My parents have that dog.
Yeah, it's not like her, his wife's name was Sparky.
Spot. Yeah.
It was
Buster.
Quite the risk. And yeah, it paid off. I'm just getting more comfortable with crowd work and feeling like not everything needs to be this hilarious thing. Like I think you used to kind of like, okay, don't say it unless you know it's going to be funny. And now it's like 60% of what I'm saying isn't really a joke, but it's leading me to something later. Yeah. You discover it. And so anyway, that was fun and had some good jokes afterwards. So I'll post that soon.
I'm going to be thinking about that one for a while.
It was wild.
Like just how, like what a blessing, like boom, like to call on that person. Yeah. For her to say that, for you to think that quickly about, I mean, just, you couldn't script that again if you tried.
And I feel like you'll hear in the clip whenever I do post it, the crowd was not nearly as shocked as I was. I was like, I was like stuttering. I was like, your parents' dog's name is Mika too?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like almost not even funny. It's almost just like, what? Like, just like mind boggling. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun.
I mean, you couldn't, like, if you tried to be like,
what's a perfect setup?
Like, hey, man, what's your name? Angela? Whoa, that's a mom's name, Angela. Like, I guarantee you almost every single time this husband would not be like, that's actually my mom's name. Like, and the fact that you didn't go for like another woman, you went for a dog and it was that guy's parents. I don't know. I'm floored by all this.
Thank you for understanding it. Yeah. I was like, that is phenomenal. And Trey kind of had a similar moment too. He was talking to a homeschooled girl. And so he was like, how long were you homeschooled? And she was like, just until 8th grade. And then I went to private Christian school. And so Trey said something, he's like, oh, did your mom teach you there too? And the girl's like, yeah. He's like, oh my gosh. He's like, so you were just doing homeschooled remote until 8th grade or whatever.
Yeah, homeschool 2.0. Yeah.
It's always fun when those things happen. But for every one of those that does happen, I feel like there's a ton that, just.
Well, that's why that's my point. Like, that's why it was so nuts. Wow. That's so cool.
Anyway, amidst all that, we had quite the fiasco. And I don't like to curse.
Are we saying fiasco or are we calling it a snafu?
This was
it was a straight up fiasco?
This was a high key fiasco.
Okay, high key.
Probably. I don't know. Probably, yeah. I'll throw also, yeah.
Stamp the F on it. Out of a snafu.
We got a bit of a snafu on our hands. Next thing I know, a few hours passed, we got a full-blown fiasco.
Jake looked around and goes, guys, I'm just going to say it. This is a fiasco. No, Jake, no. Guys, it is. It's fiasco. We're fiasking.
You don't feel that?
We fiasked for this. And Brad's intermittent fiasking. Come on. All right.
So
I'm excited to hear this because like this is one of those. So many times we tell each other things because it's impossible not to talk like friends do. This was one of those ones where Jake's like, I'm saving for the podcast.
Gotta save it.
Yeah.
And if any OG ghosties out there, which I met a couple, now that I think about it, it was fun. I met quite a few ghosties. I met 2 back-to-back, one of the Orlando shows. The first one, she was like, hey, I've been listening to your podcast. I was like, awesome. She's like, for about 3 weeks. I was like, that's so fun.
Nice.
Like, imagine you just discovered a podcast and then like 3 weeks later you meet the guy. You're like, this is great.
That would be fun.
I'm going to start listening to more podcasts.
Yeah.
And then the very next person I met was like, I've been listening since like episode 20. I was like, that's so fun to get like both ends of it.
Wow.
Anyway, if you've been listening since, episode 40 or 50 or so, I went to Tulum in 2019 and had quite the fiasco there. I think this is a similar fiasco in multiple ways.
Oh, muy similar.
This is going to be told in multiple parts because I don't want to just tell one long story for 20 minutes. So.
Okay, so part 1 is called...
Oh, the title of it?
Yeah. Like chapter 1.
Okay, chapter 1. The beginning. Colon.
When a snafu is not just a snafu.
The beginning, colon... Sorry. That's such a long pause. I still don't have anything. Colon.
The beginning, colon.
The start.
In parentheses.
That was worth the wait. In parentheses.
When a snafu turns into fiasco.
You know where this is going.
Yeah.
Close parentheses. / SD cards.
SD cards. Ooh.
In the Uber.
Orlando, Florida is calling me right now.
Oh. Wow.
You don't think.
That's fun. Mika?
It's almost... I got to answer
You
this.
got to answer it.
I almost always says scam likely. It doesn't say scam likely. What if it's just like
answer.
Hi, this is Brad. All right, good, Todd. I'm actually recording a podcast. Do you mind if I call you back?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Listen to Ghostrunners.
Sure thing.
Who is that?
We signed up for a timeshare presentation 10 years ago. Not 10 years ago. It was when we were pregnant with Hattie, when we were on a trip to Orlando to see Michael Sloan get married. And ever since then, I probably 5 times a week, I get calls from Hilton on a recorded line talking to you about a timeshare.
Oh, nice.
So should probably just tell him stop. But honestly, I almost just always hang up on him now. I used to be kind, and now I just
8 years.
I feel bad.
It's a long time. All right, let's get to the story. So Trey goes ahead and goes to the show right away. Like, I don't even know if he showered after golf. I'm like, I'm going to shower. I'll just take a separate Uber. Who cares? And we like to record our shows in case you talk to a couple Mikas, And so I was going to bring my SD card, but I really didn't need anything else. I'm like, am I going to bring my whole backpack just for one SD card? No, I'll just take that. I'm going to put it in my wallet. Derek sees me doing that. He's like, dude, you don't need to take your SD card in your wallet. I have like an SD card like carrying case. I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. Yeah,
Derek has the gear.
Yeah, safer. And so he gives me that. Derek was going to ride with me at the last second. He's like, you know what? I've already seen the show. I was like, dude, I totally get it. He was like, I'm just going to go to Chick-fil-A. I was like, I think that's definitely the best move. Nice. So I get in an Uber with a guy named Diomedes. I assume you pronounce it Diomedes.
Diomedes.
Type 2 Diomedes.
Yeah.
In my head, I kept thinking it was Diomedes.
Okay. Yeah.
Diomedes.
Diomedes sounds like
a Greek god.
You're gonna Diomedes.
Diomedes and potatoes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I get in with Diomedes, and right away he is an elderly Hispanic man.
Okay.
Right away I could tell he only speaks Spanish.
Okay.
Not a problem. Just need him to go to the address. No big deal. And almost immediately we pull out of the like condo complex we're in, and he is beginning to take a wrong turn down a one-way street. This is not like a downtown one-way street. This is like going the wrong way down Shawnee Mission Parkway. Like the speed limit is like 45 or 50.
Oh.
In fact, it's so fast. Derek told me the next day when I was like, I'm going to run across the street to go Chick-fil-A. Derek's like, just a heads up, the cars are moving faster than you think they are. You got to like sprint a little bit. I was like,
like when you're like going to literally run across the street.
Literally run across the street to go to Chick-fil-A. So it's the type of road where you'd have to warn your friends if they're crossing it on foot.
It's a popular road. Yes.
3 lanes.
Okay.
Speed limit's 45 miles an hour, I think.
Okay.
He is starting to go the wrong way down that to start the Uber ride. And so I'm like, no, I'll let Rachel. I'm like
Oh, look at you.
I don't know much Spanish, but when I need it, apparently it kicks in. And so I was screaming at him in Spanish, like in a nice way, like to the right. Oh, okay, you got it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so right around that time, Rachel's texting me like, hey, how's it going? I haven't like barely texted her all day. I'm like, It has been crazy. I'm finally in an Uber. We're fine. He just tried to go the wrong way. And then, 2 minutes later, I'm having to say, we just got honked at. Another one. We just got honked at again. And he starts confirming every turn with me, which is kind of a funny thing for an Uber driver to do. Here. Yes,
Really?
yes, left here.
Did you pull it up on your phone like immediately, or?
Well, I could see the map was up. So I was just like, yeah, do that.
Yeah.
And then it would say to turn right. He's like, here. I'm like, yeah, that's right. And then it would say go left. And he'd say here. I'd say, yeah, go left.
I have a feeling it's not going to be a good idea to defend Diomedes because he's going to get on the wrong track eventually. But let me say, the hardest thing about the initial, like the directions anywhere is that initial first turn. It feels like you're always kind of turned around on maps. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to go this way, but it tells me to turn left. It's like head east and then go this way. You know,
totally with you there.
A little bit confusing.
Getting
That's all
out
I'll
of
say.
a parking lot, any parking lot, parking garage.
Yeah.
How have maps companies not figured out what a parking garage is? They know where parking garages are located, but it doesn't.
So I'll say that. But and then maybe he just lost his confidence and he's like, I need his.
I don't know
help
what
now.
turns are anymore.
Yeah.
So he's confirming every turn. Not a huge deal. At one point, we just get honked out one time for like we just switched a ton of lanes really quickly. Another time he is so hesitant to take a right on a red that he's not going. So he's getting honked out by the car behind us. So he starts to go. Then he almost hits some pedestrians crossing the street. We get flipped off.
Oh.
So kind of a bonus. 2 honks, 1 finger.
Yeah. 2 honks equals 1 flip. I think.
Yeah. And so then he realizes, okay, I went too far in the street. So he starts backing up and then he almost hits the car behind us. They have to honk again.
Backing up in an active street. Like,
yeah. So I'm like, whoa, easy. Rotate this car. So it's a mess. And we get to like this kind of promenade area. This is the very first night of the show. So I don't really know where to go.
Okay.
And I'm starting to cut a little close because of how long this has taken.
Sure.
And he just can't get me to where like I need to go. And it's taking forever to make any kind of turn. And so I'm just so stressed. Eventually I am just like, you know what? This is good. And I just run out of there. I'm like, sorry, have a good night. Thank you.
Yeah. Bill me.
And because it was like 6:50 and the show starts at 7. I would like to be there, you know, somewhat beforehand. Oh, because I was also hooking up my Kanaka friend, Jackson Mitchell, and his friend with tickets. They've been there since 6:15, and I kept being like, should be there any second. And, since 6:20.
Heading that way with Diomedes.
And so I needed to like get them in, and then I needed to like maybe take a breath to focus before I'm about to stand up. And so I'm running out. I just sprint out of the Uber.
And you've had a full day already. It's not like you've had a lot of time mentally to prepare for this.
No time to mentally prep. And so I get Jackson. I say, what's up? Meet his friend, who's a ghostie, by the way. Really fun. Long time ghostie.
Nice.
And anyway, get in there and I get ready to get the camcorder set up. And I realize I forgot the SD card case in the Uber. Because of how quickly I sprinted out of there.
Okay.
The end of part 1.
That's like 1/4 of a page. And you see like the end of the chapter and it's like, oh my gosh, please don't end.
I think this is where he's going to end it.
That's wild.
So that's part 1. Just a brutal start. Because not only am I... No. Sorry, I'm getting into part 2. Hey, Brad, how was your week?
It's been a great week, man. We celebrated our 9th wedding anniversary this past week.
9th anniversary getting called from Orlando timeshares.
Yeah, exactly. It's wild. I don't know. Eventually, maybe this is a year that I've kind of started to think we've been married for a long time. Like I've never really thought that before. And then I kind of like look back on like when we got married, Isaac McDonald was like a 6th grader, you know? And now he's like,
TikTok didn't exist.
Now he's like, hey Brad, you want a beer? And I'm like, yeah, like I didn't know Jake when I got married. Like I didn't, whatever, all these different things. I didn't have an iPad when I met Jake or when I got married.
Who was the Chiefs quarterback 9 years ago?
Maybe Matt Castle. That was the year, the year after, I think it was Alex Smith actually. The year after we got married was the year, like the infamous, like, Kathryn sat on my lap and like was trying to be nice to me while I was watching the Chiefs. I had high hopes for them. And she just goes, Brad, the Chiefs suck. They're going to lose. Like it was like the Chiefs versus the Bears. The Bears were terrible. And like the Chiefs are supposed to be good. What are they doing? And since that like talk where the Chiefs lost to the Bears, then they won like 11 games in a row, went to the playoffs. They've been to the playoffs every year, I think, with Andy Reid, haven't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, all that to say, we've been married a while, like since Andy Reid's been our coach, basically.
You went from what was like a decent while to now it's a long time. You got bumped up into that.
I think so. Maybe
bracket.
mentally. I think of it like you're never going to truly feel. It's kind of like when you're 30 years old and you're like, I don't feel 30 years old. I feel like
whatever.
a high schooler still in some ways. It's kind of that same idea with marriage where it's like, I still feel like a newlywed, but then you look at the facts for a second, Brad, like
kiddos.
Yeah. You got 3 kids and yeah, you're excited about getting a gray sweater for Christmas, so we did what we have done for the last however many years, 5-6 years. We went to the melting pot and it was awesome. And it was just like really good conversation. Another thing that like, I think happens less and less as you get hopefully farther into marriage is that you argue less. Like I remember a few times at the melting pot, like so often we kind of review our previous year and then we make goals for the future. And sometimes like the goals for the future segment would get a little bit testy because either like I would be overzealous of like, no, like I think we should do this. And Kathryn's like, I don't know. And I'm like, no, you can do that. I know you can do that. Like, I don't know if I can, like all these different things, or vice versa, where Kathryn would be like, I think we should add a second story to our house. And I'd be like, that's going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. I wasn't that extreme, but like, things like that, where she's like more overzealous on, things that I get nervous about financially. And I'm more overzealous on like, we can change, we can be better. So anyway, none of that. We just had great conversation. We had a great dinner. We stayed at a hotel that night, like a fancy hotel, the Raphael.
Econo Lodge, fully booked, I assume?
Yeah, Econo Lodge was option number 2.
Okay.
No, but it was right over there by the plaza. It was great. And then hung out in the plaza the next day. My parents were awesome rock stars for watching my kids. So nothing too extreme or anything like super crazy that happened, I don't think. It's a really fun time at the melting pot, man. Have you ever been?
I still have not. I would like to, though.
It's so fun. I think you would love it. I don't know who wouldn't love it.
I'm sure I would. It seems like such a long time to just be at a restaurant.
That's what's nice. It's a special occasion kind of place because it is. If you go to it's like a special occasion, you don't want to be like, yeah, that was they had quick service there tonight. It was a 45-minute dinner.
That's a good point. Because food to me is forgettable, but I think the memories around the food.
And this has ambiance. They do have, for the last probably 3 years, every time we've gone, we get like a private booth, which means that not only like do we have our own, I know, hello. But not only do we have our own table, but they have like curtains that they shut.
Oh, it's like a JetBlue first class airline seat or something.
So yeah, so the waitress will always be like, and do you want me to shut these curtains? And Kathryn's like, no, you don't have to. I'm like, no, go ahead and shut them.
Shut the curtains.
It's not like we're making out or anything. We're
just cool.
It's just cool. But then the thing that I don't love is that every single time they come back to like do anything.
What do they say? Knock, knock.
They'll go knock, knock. and I never say anything, but Kathryn's always like, come in. like out of politeness or something.
The waiters come in like, oh, sorry, I didn't see your hands. You're like, like Jim in the office.
Right.
Okay.
You just have to give your sales to whoever
you're not curtaining with.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I did have the thought with Kathryn. What do you think is customary whenever somebody comes, let's say they refill your water, they're taking a plate away from you. Do you stop talking to Rachel during that time, or do you continue on your conversation? Do you engage with the water filler upper? What do you think is, because I always personally just stop talking. It's just silent for 10, 15 seconds.
I think it depends. If they are just refilling water, you can keep talking. But if they're taking a dish,
okay,
you got to pause.
Okay. I always say thank you to whoever eventually.
But
they're like,
yeah.
But they're like, hey, can I fill up your water? Yes, please. And then.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is good.
Yeah.
I think basically, yeah, let me rewrite my rules.
I don't want to make them uncomfortable. Like what if it's not like we're talking about anything super serious or super personal, but it's like we are having a conversation that's a personal, by definition, personal conversation. Do you want to be in this or do you want us to just wait?
Yeah.
So,
okay, here are the new rules. This is kind of what I was getting at, but like if they don't have to ask anything, like if they just start refilling your water without asking it, you can keep talking.
Okay.
Basically, if they break up the conversation by asking you a question, you got to stop. You got to acknowledge.
Okay.
Maybe you engage with them.
Yeah. And
hey, can I take your plate? Yeah, go ahead. It was awesome.
Yeah.
You got any more?
Yeah. I think every single time they ask the question.
Yeah.
You guys done with that? You still working on it?
Yeah, you got to stop.
Which, by the way, I'll never let Kathryn say I'm done with anything before.
Oh, we're still working on it.
Like she needs to look at me and I say, yeah,
I need a verbal yes that you're done with it.
I'll take your plate, stack it on top of my plate and eat that real quick as well.
Have we talked about this on the podcast? Waitress's obsession with the phrase still picking at it? Why do they like saying picking at
Still
it?
picking at it?
We don't use that for anything else other than waitresses asking you if you're still eating.
See, I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever been asked that, but I don't think anybody's every once in a while.
Start paying attention.
A waitress will be like, "You still snarfing that thing down?
You still breathing?
Yeah.
That's what they ask you.
You still inhaling that thing? A little shop vac? Huh?
We'll get you a sand shovel next time. We'll get it down quicker.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
they're
you're
still
always
picking
done.
at it.
Yeah,
Because that
for
makes you
guy
sound like a
who-
bird.
Yeah, a guy who doesn't finish his food. I'm getting asked that all the time. I guess
Oh,
maybe you're
okay.
not, but
Oh, yeah.
are we still picking at it?
Still picking at it. No, I've never.
Yeah.
Working on it is what I've always heard. Still working on it.
I don't know.
That's fun. Let us know in comments. Yeah. Any other quirky things like that? Any weird questions that people have asked? Because like sometimes I think as a waiter, I would want to reinvent the wheel with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, oh, let's see what I can, get somebody to do here. But, or whatever, new phrase. But yeah. Anyway, still picking at it. That's
Still picking. Sorry, I just got a little notification that my disc was almost full. Don't want the
Oh my
podcast to be
gosh.
interrupted.
speaking of discs and not always having them.
Okay.
What was an SD solid disc, standard disc, sadistic disc?
What does it stand for?
Sadistic?
Sorry, I'm emptying trash. Are you sure you went to erase?
Solid disc,
Standard disc.
standard disc,
I don't know. Just guessing.
standard definition.
All right, we got 16 gigs there. Okay, speaking of discs, and we're back. Chapter 2. The show must go on.
Secure digital disc.
I wasn't even close.
Wait, I didn't react very well to your awesome title. Go ahead again.
The show must go on.
Whoa.
No colon, no colon. Colon, there's no colon.
Oh, I like that.
I take it back. Okay, so
Wait. I like it in quotation marks. Chapter 2, the show must go on.
yes. So I'm in a situation now where I'm about to go on stage pretty soon, and I've realized this massive mistake I have made. Not only in the here and now, to where it's like, shoot, now we can't record the show tonight. That stinks, and this is my fault. Sorry, Trey. Sorry to myself. That's a bummer. We have no other way of doing this. But also, there's things on that SD card that not only I need, not only Trey needs. I think the podcast was shot on there. It had already been uploaded, but still, the podcast was on that SD card. And also, who knows what Derek has on there, because there were 3 of his SD cards also in that case he gave me.
Oh, wow.
It held 6, and there were 3 full, and I put it in the 4th slot.
This is a fiasco. It's amazing how much you biffed this.
So,
Like, that is a big deal.
big biff.
Next
big
time,
biff.
just put in your wallet. Just
Wallet would
your
have been
one
fine.
SD
I
card.
never lose my wallet. I
It's
never
like,
have.
I can't remember exactly what people do this for, but it's like, don't ever keep them in the same location. Like,
Lock and key.
yeah, or something like that.
Are you what are, like?
I don't know. I can't remember what it is. Like, yeah, something like as far as like, I don't know. Maybe it's like the same people should never be in the same building or something like that, just in case the
Some
building
rule of
blows up.
life.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, like
if you're gonna lose them, don't lose all 6. Like kind of thing.
Yeah,
I
what
can't
is
think of
that
the example
called?
of that.
Where like when all of Congress meets, they always have one person like not meet in case they all die.
Checks and balances. I think check CZE.
They have like the closest to Czechoslovakian
Yeah.
descent. Sit this one out.
Yeah, imbalances is actually a Russian man's name. Checks and balances.
That is what that's called. So I'm pretty stressed, and but the show must go on. I got to get up there and perform.
Oh my gosh.
And so I go up there, and I think it was a pretty good show, and talked to a lot of ghosties afterwards, and my friend Jackson.
When did you realize that you lost it all? Right when you got there?
Kind of like as soon as I get into the green room, like I finally get into the thing and I sit Jackson
Which
down.
is what, 15 minutes after you
Yeah.
leave Diomedes?
And so right away I get on the Lyft app and I'm trying to find like, what's the policy? Like, how do I say, I'm sure this happens all the time. I find a weird part of the app. It says message driver. Hey, Diomedes. Oh, I'll tell you what was going to happen is I couldn't believe how awful that Uber or Lyft ride was.
Yeah.
And so what I'm planning on the whole time that I'm like jogging to get to the,
You're going to leave a bad review.
I'm like, I cannot wait for the review I'm going to leave this guy, and fully planned on like, I don't know if it's going to be a 1-star because I think that can like cripple. Honestly, maybe he shouldn't be driving though. I might have given him 1-star because it was so dangerous to me and himself and a lot of people around him.
It was
Anyway,
like next level. It wasn't just like this
it was
guy
like, this is
is a jerk.
annoying
Yeah.
or this guy's inappropriate. It was like, he's endangering a lot
This
of
guy
people on
might
the
kill
road.
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, he should not probably be driving. He's pretty old. And so anyway, I go in the Lyft app. Yeah. Not to leave my 1-star review anymore. I quickly give him a quick 5 stars. I say, good driver, clean car, fun conversation.
This is his strategy now.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing it.
And I just figure, hey, couldn't hurt. I go ahead and tip $5 to start.
Okay.
Then I message him. Hey, type 2 Meads. It's Jake. You just dropped me off at the Orlando Improv. I left a very important case in the back seat. Is there any way you could bring that back to me tonight?
Which good thing that you're like electronically messaging this 85-year-old man, like while he's driving. That's smart. That's the best way to get a hold of him.
And immediately I get like an automated response, or it's just like a kind of a alert. It was like, Lyft drivers may not respond because it is illegal for them to do so. Like Lyft won't let you check this while you're still using it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that's a bummer.
Did he not? Sorry if I'm poking too many holes in this, but I feel like a lot of times Uber drivers will be like calling you and be like, hey, I'm outside. Did he not do that for you?
When he picked me up?
Uh-huh. Does that not happen to you very often?
No.
Oh, okay.
I guess you got to be running late for an Uber to call you, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess usually like, okay. I feel like usually for you Uber 20 times more than I do, but every time almost I think they call me. They'll be like,
really?
Hey, I'm pulling up, or I'm right here.
Interesting.
So maybe I have some setting that says, call me so that I have your number in case I lose my SD card.
And so
you don't have his phone number is all I'm saying.
Yeah. And so then I'm like, all right, well, maybe a phone call can get through. I call him one time, he doesn't answer, and then I get a notification from Lyft that says, you can only call your driver 3 times.
Oh,
I'm like,
boy.
all right.
It's like Bitcoin passwords.
You talk about making a count. I got to really make each one of these.
Cow. And do you
Trace telephonos?
Do you see his number like when you call it?
It looks like a real phone number, but I think it's like something being rerouted through the Lyft app.
Like you couldn't just be like, Alan, let me borrow your phone and I'll use it to call.
Correct.
Diamedes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so.
Wow. That's a rush. That's a rush.
It's like, I really need this. And I only have so many opportunities. After 3 phone calls, am I just done communicating with this man?
Yeah.
I don't know what happens after 3 phone calls.
Oh.
And so nothing. I go up on stage, I perform, goes pretty well.
Did you request to them like, hey, just
FYI,
FYI,
you guys take it easy.
Shot in the dark, but I got the Mika thing right. So does anybody know anybody named Diomedes that drives
Hables
Uber?
Espanol.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I didn't even think about the fact that he doesn't speak English. And so Oh,
that's going to come into play later. So it'll be hard to forget in chapters 3 and 4. Okay. That's going to be hard to forget that part. And so anyway, I get done performing. Probably 30 minutes has passed. Lyft app, by the way, doesn't send you any push notifications once you're in the lost item part of the app, by the way. Got to check it manually.
Okay.
So I do check it. Diomedes responded. It was about an hour after he dropped me off.
I have card.
And I wonder if I could actually find it now. I didn't even think about this. Let's get in there and find out exactly what he said. Basically, it was like I have it. That was the good news. The bad news was basically like, oh, the other good news, I guess, was like, yeah, you were my last driver, my last customer of the day.
Yeah.
So I have your card. But now I'm back home and it's 50 minutes away.
5-0.
5-0.
Okay.
So I was like, dang. So if I was your last one of the day, you could have responded to my text or you could have answered the phone because you weren't dropping anyone off.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find the lost item chat. Hello, I left a small case in the back seat of the car. Is there any way I could get that back? Thank you so much. Please be patient with your driver. The law prohibits Lyft. Yada, yada. Okay, then I called him. And then, I forgot. He didn't respond. So I went into Google Translate. And I forgot to do this. So I said, Hola! Dejo un pequeño maletín en el asiento trasero de coche. Puedo recuperar eso? Muchas gracias.
Nice. I'm sure that's exactly perfect.
And then I get a notification. Driver confirmed the item was found. And then he responds all in Spanish. Una miniatura. Ahora lo vi. It's a ton of stuff. I have to Google Translate it. And it doesn't translate perfectly, but like.
Right.
See if you could try this.
Oh,
Debo estar mínimos.
Wait.
You want to read this? Would that be
Maybe
more helpful?
Easier. Yeah.
What's he
I
saying?
just saw it. I have it in my. Oh man, this is. I will say, I think that Hispanics like sometimes will text different. Like it's weird. Like he has like weird commas and stuff. I have it in my power in my Yeah, in my power, in my possession, probably.
Yeah.
But tomorrow I'm going. Oh, but I can bring it tomorrow because I'm already at my house, and I ought to be able to. I'm 45 minutes at least away from where I left you. It's probably more like 50 minutes or an hour. Good luck. You were my last passenger of the day.
Good luck.
Yeah. Or
Good luck with this, dude.
Por suerte. I don't know. Buena suerte means good luck. Unfortunately, maybe por suerte. I don't know.
Unfortunately, yeah. Okay.
Por suerte. I'm not super.
That was pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
And then I think he sent me another text that asked me for like my phone number when I
Okay.
put that in Google Translate. And so I said, mi numero, didn't have to look this one up. Mi numero es 417, yada, yada. And then he says, como a la 12 meridiano, or meridiano, which I think is like, I'll call you at 12 tomorrow. Does that sound right?
Como, C-O-M-O.
Yeah, como a la 12.
How about at 12, what did you say? Meridiano?
Meridiano.
Meridian? I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's like the time zone?
Maybe like Eastern time.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, either way. So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm speaking more Spanish with him. I was like, yeah, I don't know. So noon tomorrow, something's going down.
Okay.
I don't know what, but I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
The end of chapter
2. Maybe noon means like meridiano means noon. I bet.
12 noon.
Yeah, like prime meridian, half, right?
Yeah.
Is
That's a
that
good point? Yeah.
like halfway through the day? Not 12 midnight, 12 noon. That's my guess.
That's a good point.
Context clues. Okay, so tomorrow at noon.
He's calling me.
Great.
I don't know what we're going to talk about, but at 12 meridian,
I have questions.
I'm getting a phone call.
Because okay.
You can ask one. You can ask one before chapter 3.
Well, it's not even a question as much as a statement, but I don't want to like ruin anything. When you knew that he was going to call you the next day at noon, were you like, maybe I could figure out like somebody else around me that knows Spanish that can be there to talk to this guy? Did you have that thought at all? Or were you just like, I'll figure it out. It's hard enough to talk to this guy in a car, but only using his voice, I'm sure I could understand him.
Stick around for chapter 3.
Perfect.
To see what I decided.
I have one pretty funny story from this week. That's about it. And it happened yesterday while you and I were actually hanging out. What were we doing yesterday? Oh, at Panera / writing, whatever. I come home and, yesterday was like the first day of the rest of my life is what I'm calling. Like, I'm like, I'm waking up early. I'm limiting sugar. I'm limiting caffeine, all these different things, cutting it out, intermittent fasting. So like I get up at 5:30 sharp, go and work out, feeling good, whatever, feeling good about my day. And I come home and it's one of those things where like, it seems like this happens a lot where it's like the better you feel, like the more in disarray your house feels sometimes when you come home. Like Kathryn's just like freaking out or something, Luckily she wasn't freaking out. She actually had a really great attitude about this whole thing, but she told me the story. She's like, Hattie and Kathryn were in the playroom doing school. They were doing math or whatever. Good for them. But usually anytime they do school, Bo's just like a leech. She's always there, always hanging out with them. And I was like, where's Bo? And Hattie goes, Bo's watching TV in his room because he threw up. And I was like, oh no. So that we make eye contact with Kathryn. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, yeah. So I got him out of his bed this morning and he said he spit up and that's what he says whenever he throws up. Sorry, this is going to be I guess I should trigger this a little bit for anybody who's eating or gets weirded out by this stuff. It's going to be like a 3-minute story, probably. It's not that gross or anything, but just know that
if you're listening to this and you're about to throw up, this is probably not the story for you.
Yeah. It involves puking kids. So anyway, she gets him out of his crib and cleans that all up and everything. And then like later on in the day or at breakfast time, he's like, my stomach hurts. And of course, hindsight's 2020. Kathryn shouldn't have done this next thing, but she's like, oh, it's probably because you're hungry. It's like, you just threw up.
You need some mac and cheese, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want a bunch of milk? No. So he was like, yeah, I am hungry. Like, cause he haven't eaten anything. You just threw up everything. Anyway. So he loves scrambled eggs, loves them. And so dominates some scrambled eggs. Kathryn says like he snarfed them down. He wasn't pecking at those things.
It was a snarfoo.
Yeah, exactly. And so He's doing fine. And then Kathryn's in, one side of the house and she hears like Bo in his room, like coughing, but she's like, but it wasn't a cough. Like I could tell like something was up. Oh, and I think before he coughed in his other room, he had complained about his overalls that he had on. Actually, the overalls that the Ghosties gave us last year. He's like, I want to take my overalls off. And Kathryn's like, okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Took him off. I don't know really if that's that relevant, but is in his room coughing. And Kathryn's like, that's not a cough. Runs in there. And he's kind of like looking at her, like kind of, panicked a little bit.
Yeah.
And so Kathryn like picks him up, gets him, and has him throw up mainly in the toilet, or so she thought. And so then she comes back in the room and sees some throw up on the floor, scrambled eggs. And she's like, oh man, what a bummer. I guess there's a lot of it right here on the floor. That must be all of it. But I think what happened was whenever Bo took off his overalls, he went to his room to go find some other clothes and I guess threw up and started throwing up and just threw up all in his drawer. Like open up his drawer. And so Kathryn's like, so it's on all of his clothes. Like, we have like, it's like a 3-drawer dresser, but most of his stuff is in one drawer.
And just egg vom.
and so, just all over the place. And Hattie's like, or I think Kathryn jokingly was like, next time you have to clean that up, Hattie. And she's like, well, I don't know how to clean that up. She's like, Kathryn goes, I've never been taught how to clean throw up out of a drawer either. You just kind of look at it and you clean it up. But anyway, poor Bo poor Kathryn really more than anything. Bo's been fine ever since, but yeah, just out of all places, like not in like an open area, but just right in the drawer, and of course, classic Bo, like first thing he says to me, I spit up in drawer. I spit up in the drawer, Dad.
I got on every clothes.
Yeah, he was wearing, we went and bought long story short, but we went and bought Hattie a Royal shirt one time at a thrift store. And there was a really cool Michael Jordan shirt, but it's like way too big. And I bought it for Bo, like a Jordan shirt. It's got like a neon green Jordan logo. And he's just like, he's wearing that. I mean, his sleeves are like completely like 10 inches down, but he's like, yeah, I spit up in the drawer. I threw up in the drawer. And so that's the only thing I think he had left to wear. So he's just walking around with that and like seersucker pants on, like just looking awesome that day. So parenting is hard sometimes, but honestly, Kathryn had an amazing attitude about the whole thing. Like, cause yesterday was supposed to be her first like day of new habits and everything too. And she's like, I just got really thrown off with Bo puking in the drawer. But she survived and she did great and he's been fine. So
good for Kathryn. That's fun.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, but so much of life just comes down to how you frame it.
Yeah.
I'm learning that a lot with wedding planning, just because so many people ask me how it is. And I think they want to hear that it was like, that it's stressful. They want to hear that it's like crazy.
Right.
It's people who are already married. And they're like, I am not jealous of you. How's wedding planning going?
Yeah.
And they always put emotions into your answer.
Like, dude, how's engagement? Like, dude. You guys doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah. So like that.
Yeah.
And I just tell people, I was like, I think this is a thing where if you're prone to stress, wedding planning could be stressful, but we're just having fun. And
I think it's probably nice that you're getting married a little bit later on too, because
in my life or in like the season.
In the season of life, probably the cinnamon season of life. No, because I think, you're not as stressed because you're like, I've made big decisions now. Like
that's a good point. Yeah, if I'm 22, I'm like, I've never decided anything like this.
Yeah, I
don't know.
I've had adult relationships like with other people before where you can talk through things.
That's a really good point.
That was probably what it was because we definitely. Engagement was fine, but wedding planning was a little bit stressful at times. And I think looking like if I did it now, hopefully I would not be as much of like a prima donna about little things of like, why do we need to do this? Whatever. I'd just be like, okay, that's great. It's not the big picture is we're getting married. Who cares about all these little things? So, but anyway,
big picture. Yeah. That's good for Kathryn. That's what I'm saying. It's just all about how you frame it.
Yes.
I think.
Absolutely. Perspective. 100%.
I was going to, play some airdropping it to my computer so we can play out of the audio. Every single stand-up show at these comedy clubs, the club will play like promo videos of other comedians who are coming to that club in the future. And so usually it's like a 60-second clip of like, Damon Wayans is coming to the Funny Bone next month. Check him out. And it's always just stand-up clips. So maybe you guys have heard of the comedian and actor Michael Rappaport. He's also kind of a sports guy as well. I don't think he has a following, but also I feel like he's not very well liked.
Well,
Do
he
you feel like
got
that?
in a bunch of beef with Barstool. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't know what it was about, but
Basically, yeah, I can't remember either. I don't know. If you guys don't know who this is, let me tell you 2 things I know him from that some people will be like, oh, duh.
I know him from 2 things as well.
Okay. First thing I'll say, let's have a draft. If I say it, you can't say it.
Okay.
First thing is Hitch.
Okay. Next thing, Only Murders in the Building.
Wait, let me be specific on when he is in Hitch. People are gonna be like, oh, the black guy from Hitch? No,
Yeah, the guy who kicks Eva Mendes off the jet ski.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Albert Brenneman from Hitch. No. No, he's in it from the very beginning. Like he's playing pool with Will Smith. And
Is he?
He's like, I think, is it Will Smith? Anyway, yeah. Talking about getting a girl. And he's like, not everyone can have, meet the love of their life, blah, 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 so easily. Anyway.
I don't remember from that movie.
Only Murders in the Building.
Only Murders in the Building.
Yes.
I feel like he plays that role like the cop detective quite a bit.
Yeah. He's like a New York guy. So he's kind of got that little bit of a slimy kind of feel to him. The other thing I know him from is actually he's a cop in Friends.
Oh,
he's got a cameo in Friends for a while he dates Phoebe for 2 or 3 episodes.
I think he's an FBI agent in Prison Break.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's just like kind of typecasted as this.
Just like uptight New York cop guy.
Yeah. That's all I know him from.
That's him. And so he was coming to the Orlando Improv soon, and he had a little promo video, and it was unlike most of them, and so bad, just objectively bad. No one is going to be at that show if they see this video. I couldn't believe like the style of video he went. I guess he made it himself. I'm just going to play the clip.
You're going to play it?
Yeah. So on screen right now it says, How to Talk Trash Masterclass with Michael Rappaport.
Quarterback is so inaccurate, he missed the post-game press conference. Your receivers are so trash, they barely catch their flights to the games. Your offensive line is so bad, the only thing that they're good at is blocking your team's success. The current president of the United States is more stable than your team's quarterback situation. Your receivers can't run a clean route on a Hail Mary. Your running back is so slow they tried to convert him to a fullback, then they converted him to a free agent. Your quarterback is garbage, he's trash, he blew his knee out, and it was his best play of the season. Your running back's ridiculous. He has no game, he has mud on his jersey, even though his games are being played in a dome. I love California.
It's so bad, right? Your quarterback is so bad. He got hurt. And it was his best play of the
season.
It's so bad.
The only thing what did you say about the offensive line?
The only thing your offensive line is blocking is your team's success.
Yeah, your team's chances of success.
And maybe that's what people think of our videos. They're like, wow, there's just one-liner after one-liner. There's just no hint of humor.
I was going to say, I don't even know if it's like very clever. Like, it's like, like whatever. We could
It's the most like minimal wordplay.
How many of those do you think he had? 8?
Yeah.
Let's think of 8 right now.
Your receiver couldn't catch a cold during 2020.
Yeah.
We can do better. Your wide receivers are so bad.
Yeah.
They couldn't catch COVID in 2020.
Oh, that's a good one.
There, that was better.
I'm trying to think. Okay. Maybe it's harder than I think.
Your players are so bad. They hurt their ACL and thought it was a coffee. The PSL.
Oh,
Your
okay.
receivers in the fall think they tore their PSL. Maybe that one would be better.
I'm freezing out here. Go. Give me a position or something.
Uprights, goal line, pylon.
Okay, that's not a position, but that's good.
Okay, sorry.
Those are buzzwords. Those are
Tight
good buzzwords.
end.
Yeah.
Hey,
Your tight end is so weak. They
It
call
needs
him
to
a
do
rubber band. Like that's the level that it's on. Like it's not. Your tight end is so weak, he doesn't even bench 100 pounds. Like not even like clever at all.
Your fullback is so bad. He's only half that. He's a halfback.
They should call him a halfback. It's like they do
Well,
call
that's
people
even
halfbacks.
half of that would be a quarterback, which is
And
also
then the halfback, he sucks so much, he's just half of that. So we call him a quarterback. A quarter of a back. He's like realizing like, crap, I messed up. Your head coach shouldn't even have the name head in the title because he sucks butt. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
that's funny. Your team is so bad, the offensive coordinator can't even coordinate a date night with his wife.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bad one.
Your assistant coach is such an assistant, they should call him the assistant to the coach, like Dwight Schrute from The Office, American version. Huh? Yeah, your cornerback is so bad he can't even find the corner of the room in a circle.
Your defensive backs are so bad, you don't even have a safety. Just like with my wife, when she says she doesn't hear the safety word.
Your safety stinks so bad, people touch doorknobs just looking at them. You get it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Your quarterback is so bad, not even my wife would leave me to get with him. See, that would be funny if it's not even about the trash talk anymore. It's just about this relationship with his wife. That would be a very funny way of doing it.
Right. Yeah. That's good. I think that's all good. You got any more?
Bit over.
Anyway. Whoa, what's this?
The final night, I had to take a video of that to send you. Oh, what do you got, Brad?
I just opened up a book and it says chapter 3.
All right. Chapter 3. Yo hablo español.
Mi nombre es Pablo Escobar. Pablo Emilio Escobar.
I don't know how this is going to get split up. So
you're good. Just do it.
It's our tee time the next day was 7:40. Average round of golf is 4 hours.
Yeah.
So it's going to work out perfect. Get done about 11:40. If it goes a little long, I will have him meet me at the course. If we're already back to the Airbnb, that's great. I'm like, hey, the spot you picked me up from last night, same address. Either way, just come to one of those two spots. So the round of golf is over. It's about 11:45. I check the Lyft app, getting ready for a big phone call. I'm like, I don't know, is this going to come through my phone? Is it going to come through Lyft? Gearing up. And I see that he tried to call me at 11:34 and I did not get any kind of notification. I missed it.
Call you on the Lyft, you think? Or
in the Lyft app.
Okay.
He called me at 11:34. I was like, that's not 12 Meridian.
Yeah.
I was expecting 12 Meridian.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, brother. Oh, hermano. And so
ay caramba.
He called me, 11:34 twice within 15 seconds. I like that. Man on a mission.
Yeah.
And so I call him back once I get back to because we were kind of Ubering out of there. I'm like, the Airbnb would be easier. I can get there. And so I call him at 12:15 Meridian or so. Mm-hmm. And you remember that question you asked me at the end of chapter 2?
Yeah.
I did not think through the language barrier because I really thought it would be so easy to because in the chat beforehand, the night before, I sent him the Airbnb address again. There's just so you know, this is where I'll probably be tomorrow. So okay. I knew he had that.
Okay.
And he's already got it in the Lyft history.
Yeah.
I
think you made the mistake of thinking that this guy thinks these SD cards are as important as I do.
He seemed determined to get them back to me.
Sure.
And so this phone call is just going so poorly. I mean, we can't understand each other at all. I mean, I only speak English and he only speaks Spanish. You can just imagine.
Jake's just like, a la derecha.
So I would just I was like, hey, this is Jake from last night, or whatever. And then he was like, hola, he was just going and going and going. And so I was kind of just waiting for a pause. And then I would say, Lo siento, no comprendo, no hablo español.
And Trey and Derek, they didn't speak any Spanish?
I stepped outside, just handle this myself.
Okay. Smart to do it by yourself when you know so little Spanish.
Well, you know what else I was thinking? I was optimistic. I was like, I'm going to get these cards back. I'm pretty stressed about it. No reason that Trey and Derek also have to be stressed about this.
Oh, okay.
Keep them in the dark. I'll get it back. They're none the wiser.
Oh, they didn't even know.
And hopefully they don't speak Spanish.
Or hopefully, yeah.
I don't know. Derek does not strike me as a guy who would be a Spanish guy.
Derek, he's going to be here terrible at Spanish.
He's going to be here in about 45 minutes. Let's ask him.
Oh, we should do some kind of test of vocabulary with Derek.
There's no way.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it's just, I don't know how to describe it other than just two people speaking different languages, you know, and he knows a couple words, but not enough to even be able to understand my questions.
This is so fun. I mean, hindsight is 2020 on all this, of course. Have somebody there that speaks Spanish. But my next piece of hindsight is at least know the buzzwords that you're looking for here. At least know how to say SD card or.
Well, and so I do pull up Google Translate. So I'm on speakerphone, switching between apps, Google Translate and the phone, and I'm talking to him. And so I would pull up just very simple sentences. I was like, can you come to my address?
Yeah.
You know, I think direczione was in there a lot. Direction must be address. And so I would just ask him that. And it was never just like sí or no. It was always just.
He must have had something. Well, go ahead.
Whenever I would speak Spanish, like I feel like I was very clear, like no hablo español, lo siento, you know, whatever. And then the second I would go to Google Translate, it would like trigger him and he would just go nuts with Spanish because I would say one sentence from Google Translate and then he was just rattling off Spanish and I have to wait for him to be done. I'm like, lo siento, like no comprendo.
I mean, okay. How old do you think this guy is? 80s?
Probably 70s.
It's hard enough talking to somebody like elderly on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, then turning it into like, I don't have the same language as you.
Yeah.
You know, like trying to do this with an 80-year-old, like English speaking Uber driver would be very difficult.
Totally.
You know? And so I'm just, I don't know. So yeah, he's just spouting away.
It's getting, I don't get too frustrated because he holds all the power right here, right? I can't get frustrated here. So I'm just trying to be as helpful as possible. I'm sending text in the Lyft app. Maybe this is helpful. I'm sending the address again.
Yeah.
You know, and then he's like asking me like, your address. I'm like, yes. I texted, you know, I'm going to Google Translate. Like I messaged it to you in, you know, Aplicación de Lyft.
Okay.
But I'm also like trying to tell him in person. So I'm like, it was 4, 8, 0, 1, Tide Crest. And he would be like, okay, 4, 8, 0, 1.
Oh yeah.
Tilenonce. It was the most, I was like, I mean, I don't speak Spanish, but I don't think that's Tide Crest. It could not have been further away. It was more syllables. It ended in like an ocho, you know, Telemundo. It was like, I don't think that's Tide Crest.
It's like you have to spell out the Tide Crest too.
And so then I went on Google Translate. So I'd be like, Tide, like Marea. Crest, like Creste, Tide Crest. Like, does that help?
But then he's going to look up Maria Creste.
I don't know else. I didn't know Spanish letters.
I love that you like didn't try to get anybody else's help this whole time.
We're only in chapter 3.
Okay.
We're only in chapter 3. And so I was just
like, you're like, I got this. This seems like it's going well.
And so at one point I hear him say like, I thought he gave me his phone number. And so I was like, great, now we can chat this way. And then I think we hung up the phone and we hung up the phone. And I think he said like, it'll be like 15 or 20 minutos. I was like, oh, great. He gets it. And so I wait there.
Is this address for the golf course?
This is address for the Airbnb where he's already been to pick me up, which I realized
but you're at the golf course.
No, I was back at the Airbnb. That's where I waited to kind of start this process. I'm like, I don't even want to bother him having to go through the gate code again. I will meet him at the front of this complex. I'm going to be as helpful as possible. So I wait 15. I wait 20.
20.
I wait 25. And eventually I wait 30 minutes. And I'm like, I got to use one of my phone calls.
Ooh. It's like a lifeline on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like
50-50.
I got to ask the audience on this one. I got to call my dad.
Did you ever think, who would your people you called been? I always had one in mind who I would have called.
Oh, yeah. One of my uncles, a lot of my uncles actually know a lot of things.
Coach John, Uncle John. He would have been mine. Yeah, he knows a lot of stuff.
Just knows a lot of like random things about things that you would never.
Yeah.
Like, why do you know that?
He just knows history. He knows like mechanics. He knows engineering. And he's a computer programmer.
Yeah.
He knows stuff about stuff. Anyway, so I use one of my lifelines. I call him again. And dude, it's just madness. I mean, I just can't understand anything. I can't understand like where he is or where he's going or if he's even still coming to me.
How long was the first call? 15 minutes? Like how long were you on the phone with him?
Yeah, probably 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. There's not a lot getting done.
That would be so crazy. I can't imagine. I've talked to like a few times I've talked to Mexicans on the phone at camp. Because Hortensia was gone and they had like kids at camp and they only spoke Spanish and they're like, Brad speaks Spanish. And I mean, I don't speak very good Spanish anymore. I spoke pretty good Spanish when I talked to these people on the phone. Yeah. And it was so difficult still. Like it was so like, it was broken,
Even just the way he would say numbers compared to how I was saying numbers was so hard to comprehend. And, in my mind, I'm enunciating so clearly, and he probably thinks he is too. So it's no one's fault.
Well,
if I would be like, cero, and he'd be like,
yeah.
I'm like, is that one number? Is that two? What are you saying?
Well, it's just like any other language. Like obviously Irish people speak different English than American. So he could be from Cuba or, Dominican Republic. Like wherever, all these different Spanish speaking places that have their own accents. And yeah,
it is felt like above the language barrier, there was like a patience barrier, even just like a baseline intelligence barrier. Like, I'm going so slow. Let's double check these numbers. And he'd be like, yes, like, okay, slower, like.
Yeah, that's what I was going to teach you. I was like, if you don't know any other term, you should learn más despacio.
Más despacio.
It just means slower. Say más despacio, por favor. They'll at least be like, okay.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Eventually I found out he's giving me another phone number now, and it's a WhatsApp number. So I'm like, okay, hey, we're moving the ball down the field.
Yeah.
So at this point, now I have a phone number.
Your Lyft driver is so terrible at understanding social cues. He can't even move the ball down the field. He can't even.
So in my phone at this point, I have Diomedes Lyft phone, like the number I call when I call Lyft. I have Diomedes phone, which is what I thought the phone number he gave me was originally. And then I have the WhatsApp number too.
Okay.
None of these are connecting to WhatsApp. So I had the number wrong. So I can't get a hold of him.
Oh, because he gave you the number in Spanish.
Yeah.
Obviously. Oh, dang.
And so I think that's the end of chapter 3. Okay. I think that's the end. I'll save the last part. It's
okay,
4 chapter
I
thing.
get one question?
Yeah.
Did you think about just messaging him rather than calling him ever? Or is there like only 3 messages as well?
No, gosh, every time you go back to the Lyft app, by the way, it takes you back to the homepage. It doesn't like save your spot.
It seems like Lyft is the way to go over Uber at this point, is what I'm learning.
Dude, the rest of the trip, I didn't book a Lyft because like, what if I get Diomedes again? I
Really?
did not want to risk it. Yeah.
See, I don't know the end of the story, but I'd be hoping I get Diomedes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I kept trying to use the chat and I kept just sending my address. I was like, I don't know what else you need other than just my address.
Yeah.
You don't even need my address. Like, just go to where. Yes. I don't know. It just seemed like I was doing everything that was so helpful and so easy. Just
I know.
Like,
I would just
go to the address I'm sending you.
I know. I would just try to think about like, just drop it off. Just drop it off at this address or this address or this like.
And tell me afterwards where you dropped it off.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be done with this?
Right.
All right.
Did you feel like he was somewhat patient?
He seemed patient. He never really got frustrated with me.
Yeah.
It just seemed like the same guy that I saw make a ton of poor decisions on the road is still making poor decisions.
Yeah, it translated. Yeah.
And it's not about his race and it's not about it might be a little about his age. It just seemed like maybe just him.
Yeah. That's funny, man. We have a few packages that I think we should open up.
Fun. Didn't know we had packages.
They are from, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, well, we can open it. This is Kirsty Swick's address, but Kirsty and Steven are the ones that kind of run the Ghostrunners on Second fan page. So I don't know if it's just them or if it's whatever. We also have this thing. I don't know who it's from. Maybe should we open one or the other first?
I don't know what either. Yeah, just let's get going.
Let's open this envelope first because maybe it'll explain this. I don't know. Kathryn was like, we got these in the mail the other day, and Kathryn's like, can I just open them right now? I was like, no, I got to open them with Jake. So, this one's coming from Westchester, Ohio, 45069. Oh yeah, it's definitely the Christmas thing because it's all these people's names that contributed.
Whoa, so they did it again this year?
Looks like it.
How did they do that without us knowing?
They're amazing. Let's read the card. Oh my gosh, dude, there are so many World Vision. Wow. Okay. One thing at a time.
Christmas.
Yeah. So I think we've probably mentioned this on the podcast before, but yeah, they've done this. Kirsty and the Ghosties, so many of you guys have contributed this. I think this is the 4th year we've gotten gifts. And the 3rd year in a row that I think maybe all the years we've sponsored World Vision children. We as in not us at all. We as in you guys. So, okay. Oh, this is Kinsey signed her name at the top. That's cute. Sending Christmas smiles your way because you mean so much. 90 Ghosties raised $1,872 in one day to feed these 4 GRKC kids for another year.
Wow.
We love you guys. Ghosties and the Swicks. Merry Christmas.
That is really cool.
I had
no
cool.
idea. It's January 10th.
Probably because we were off our phones for 24 hours one time and we didn't see it or whatever. Wow. So here are our kids. We got Carlos David.
Cool.
We got our boy Kozo, the original.
Yeah, we're
from Lesotho.
Lesotho.
We have Raya.
Ooh, the celebrity dating app.
and Amandine. Amandine.
Cool.
And I'm sure there's so much more about them and so much more information, and we can write them and everything. It's so, yeah. How cool. $1,854. I won't read all these people's names right now, but just know we know who you are.
90
we will
of
read
you.
all these. That is so unbelievable.
Man,
thank
these are
you
cute
all.
kids.
Yeah.
I like Carlos David. Kid's gonna be an athlete.
CD.
Let's get him in a gym.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for contributing to this. It's so cool to see. I mean, if nothing else, I think this is such a cool accomplishment from our podcast. Like, if we do nothing else for anybody, at least somehow we've created this community that has done this, and that is really, really amazing.
So generous.
And then these things, let's see what we have here. I know it's a mug. Looks like this says, "Oh, World's Best Boss." Oh, Jean Shorts Comedy,
Jean
World's
Shorts
Best Boss. That's so fun. I think, I think they're saying you need to put these in your videos from now on. So, okay.
That's great.
That's amazing. So we can both be World's Best Boss because we are our own boss, and that is fun.
Kirsty, great discretion on what to do with this money.
Yeah.
Just very small, but very thoughtful little gifts for Brad and I.
Yep.
And then the rest of it goes to these kids.
So amazing.
Colombia, Lesotho, Bangladesh, and Burundi.
Very cool. Yeah. So fun.
I had no idea they did that.
I didn't either.
Kirsty is so busy. She's got 3 kids, another on the way.
Yeah, it's not that hard. I mean, it's even easier for a mom. You know? I'm just kidding. She's amazing. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Ghosts.
In mid-January.
That's
awesome.
fun.
Make it count. Ghosties make it count, baby. You have anything else? You got some?
Something I just jotted down really quickly. I saw that some company DM'd us back on the Ghostrunners Instagram. And so I was like, oh, it looks like Brad has like messaged a bunch of people.
Oh, yeah.
And so I got a kick out of just because I love you. You're not afraid to shoot your shot with anyone.
No way.
You messaged Squarespace, which I think is so funny.
No, it wasn't Squarespace.
Yeah, you messaged Squarespace.
Oh, I did message Squarespace. Yes.
You're just messaging this ultra large company.
Did they get back to us?
Hey, well, I just thought it was funny. So I was like, I'm curious to see like what Brad, like what do you even message Squarespace? And what you messaged him was like, hey, my wife and I are huge fans.
Yeah.
Why would you say my wife and I?
That was a copy and paste from a few other messages.
I was like, why would you trying to say we are?
I was like, oh crap. Yeah. I was like, oh well. We are. Kathryn, ask her what website design. Well, we're not going to give it away for free, guys. Squarespace, if you're listening, let us know, and we would love to promote you. Yeah.
It was just funny to me. That was the only one I looked at. I was like, why does it say my wife and I? Like, what kind of angle is Brad? Is Brad trying to get a sponsorship for only Brad and Kathryn?
Yes, absolutely. I'm tired of Jake getting it all.
Should have cut me out of it.
Right. Bad Birdie, I mean, is enough for him. He doesn't need anything else.
Dude, they DM'd me today like, hey, I think it's about time we send you some more stuff. I was like, is it?
Twist my leg.
That time of year again?
That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun. Love free clothes. Anyway, just wanted to bring that up to you that I saw your DM.
My wife and I are
big fans.
I forgot
Squarespace.
That's the hardest thing is like thinking about the right brands that would want to advertise with us that we could actually get. Like Squarespace is probably, I would be shocked if they responded with anything except for like an automated voice.
I don't think they do anything through Instagram DMs.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know. And so I think I got paralyzed. I was like, I'll just send one to Squarespace real fast. But yeah, I thought of a few other ones. And if you guys can think of any, that'd be awesome. Let us know. But
yeah. It seems like every week now we're at least having conversations with ghosties who want to sponsor us in certain ways. So keep hitting us up. I think it's the most fun. I think everyone would say they've probably gotten their money's worth sponsoring Ghostrunners. So if you have any kind of business or product or anything, like we will do our best to let the ghosties know about it.
Make it count. Yeah.
Make it count. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Should we just go again? Dive back in?
Or do we save it for the very end?
You want to do some voice memos? Oh,
baby! Wait, this is usually when we do s'mores.
That's right. We're switching it up. S'mores had a good run. I'm sure they'll come back at some point. I don't know when, but it's time to bring back voice memos.
Yep.
You love them. I love them.
You love them. I love them.
I missed them.
Yeah. We're excited to get more interaction with the ghosty community. So please start sending in more and more voice memos. Honestly, people have been sending them in even though we haven't been doing them for a while.
Yeah, so, we got plenty to work from.
Thank you for that. And let's dive in.
I'm just starting from the top. Let's see who sent one recently. Looks like Emily Forrest Day sent us one.
Oh yeah, EFD.
Hey, Jake and Brad, and maybe Scott. Congratulations, Jake, on your engagement.
Sorry
that this is so late, but we, as in the ghosty community, I'm sure has had a burning question since your engagement, and that is, how is Rachel like Brad? Because you have an episode titled Jake Wants to Marry Brad. So anyways, let us know how you're going to marry Brad in the coming year. Thanks. Bye.
Good question.
Emily, is that her name?
Yeah, Emily. Yeah, what are the ways? Let's see.
I know one right off the bat.
Both leave your phone a lot of places. Is that what you're going to say?
Something along those lines.
Lose track of your items.
I hate to admit this because some people are just going to absolutely, judge me for it. But I haven't had my wallet for like 3 months. It might not be 3 months. It might be 2 months. It's been too long. When were we like? When did you get engaged?
October 28th.
Yeah. How many months ago was that? That's 2.5 months.
2.5.
Yeah. It's been since around that time. And Apple Pay has been working just fine. Cash is good.
Does everyone pretty much take Apple Pay?
Home Depot and Lowe's do not.
Sorry.
But yeah, most other places do these days, which is pretty. It's more rare that they don't than they do. I keep a little bit of cash on me. Kathryn has her credit card when I need to go to Home Depot or whatever.
Fun.
But the way that we relate is we lose. I misplace things for usually like minutes. I usually walk out the door and I'm like, crap, I don't have my keys. And I come back inside. I'm like, where are my keys? Because I change my clothes all the time for jean shorts and mood swings, And anyway, but I told Rachel a while back, like, oh yeah, I can't find my wallet. And Rachel, in the same like excitement and like passion that I have, she's like, don't worry, it will show up.
You will find it, Brad.
It'll show up. And I just know some people out there right now are just like, just having anxiety listening to the fact that I do not have a wallet. And
you'll find it.
Yeah. And for the record, I'm not like completely irresponsible. I'm looking at my credit card statement. No one is paying anything. No one's using my credit card for anything except for Kathryn. So it's not like it's being used and I'm just like, whatever. I think it's in my possession somewhere. It's just in some pair of pants that I haven't worn again.
It's in a drawer with some puke on it.
Yeah, exactly. Which I would take that at this point. Like, please, if that's where it is. Because I have looked pretty hard. Like, it's getting to the point now where I'm thinking, I'm in trouble here.
Oh.
So that's how I can think of initially.
Definitely that. Yeah, losing track of the wallet or phone, stuff like that. I think optimistic. I think intelligent. I think socially aware.
Keep talking.
Can make me laugh. Care more about food than I do.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This was funny. I don't want to use the word cute about my best friend, but it was pretty cute the other day when you were like, Brad, did you know that blueberries are a superfood? And I was like, you were so engaged. Like the fact that you didn't know that yet. Like,
no, I think I just dropped new info to everyone.
Because I think I learned that when I either got married or was, I didn't know that beforehand, but
didn't even know a superfood was like a category.
Superfood. Like it has a lot of good things in it.
Oh,
like yeah,
who's in that?
Yeah,
Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr. What else? Passionate about where they're from.
Sure,
a little bit.
Yeah. Humans,
Homo sapiens.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, probably little things. I'm trying to think personality quirk stuff. Volleyball players,
ish.
Yeah,
she is. I guess she's a volleyball player.
I think you guys both shower pretty often.
Really?
Separately, but yeah, you shower pretty often.
Yeah, daily at least, regularly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is good. Like coffee.
Coffee people. Appreciate good furniture.
Sure.
You like fruit?
Love fruit. Acai bowls.
Thin hair.
Does she have thin hair?
Yeah, she talks about it a lot. She wishes she had thick hair.
It's okay.
She's always like, I hope our kids get your hair.
I
tell her, Rachel, I would have no idea the density of your hair had you never told me. I promise you no one knows. She's like, girls know. I was like, all right, well, I don't care.
Girls know. That's the funny thing about girls is that they care so much more about what girls think of how they look than guys.
They dress for other girls.
I could not care. If you said, Brad, you look dumb. And I say, I don't care. My wife thinks I'm hot.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Like
exactly.
If Kathryn was like, wow, you look good. And you're like, dude, you look ridiculous. I'm like, that's fine. My wife thinks I'm a babe.
It's so true. And it's so different. Because yesterday Rachel got home and she got a haircut and she really emphasized this moment. I just want a little bit trimmed off. The ends are a little dead. I've got engagement pictures this weekend. I just want a little trimmed off. And this girl kind of hit her with a little surprise, I layered your hair. And Rachel's like, I didn't ask for that. Whoa. I have really thin hair. It's not even that long. Why would you do that?
Okay.
Rachel tried to explain it to me. She's like, it's a step below her just giving me bangs when I didn't ask for them. She's like, it's a pretty like big deal.
Really?
And so as much as I just did try to still like sympathize, like that is crazy and that's awful. But then she's like, what if I still style this way? I was like, oh yeah, you look awesome. I love how your hair looks. And she's like, it's not good. And I was like, I'm not just saying this. Like I genuinely like it. She's like, I just sent a picture of my friends and they can't believe it. I was like, okay, but I genuinely like it. Like, are you hearing
Doesn't
me
matter.
say
Your approval means nothing.
I'm like, I don't know if am I talking diabetes right now? Like, I think it's awesome.
Yo me gusta su pelo. Okay?
Muy bonita.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Yeah, it doesn't hold a candle to like, and you're just gonna have to understand that. Cause like every time Kathryn will like be choosing what to wear, she'll put something on. She's like, how's this look? And genuinely, I'm like, you look awesome.
I seriously think you look.
I think you look beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you look very pretty. She's like, oh, I hate this. You know, I don't like, okay. And
it like takes away from the compliment. It's like, well, why did I even say you look good then? It doesn't matter, I guess.
Honestly, I've kind of learned at this point to just be like, I think you look good in anything, but if you don't think you like it, then don't get it. Or don't keep like she'll like get clothes online. She'll try them on. She'll be like, what do you think of this? I'm like, I think it looks great. But if you don't like it, then you're not going to wear it. So don't keep it, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, we went through all that last night. On top of the haircut, Rachel got a ton of rented outfits for engagement pictures this weekend.
From Zulu Lilies.
Newly.
You
were close. And of course, like, I don't want to tell her any of them are like bad. So I'm like, these two are my favorites, but I think you look good in all of them. If any of them are your favorites, like,
yeah,
I'm down, you know, whatever. And yeah, it's hard to like, I don't know if you really are you really like looking for my opinion? Or are you just happy to come out here because this is where you're looking at yourself in the mirror?
I'm not trying to generalize like all girls, but I'm just saying the way Kathryn and I are, she just wants my opinion, but then she just wants to like basically talk it out with somebody. She doesn't, at the end of the day, my opinion is not going to sway her really, but she just wants to hear an opinion. So then there's two opinions in the room and then she can be like, okay, let me think about it and verbalize it out loud. And then she'll figure out what she wants to do. Like so often at beginning of marriage, I'd be like, why do I even give you my opinion? Because you don't listen to me about like a lot of things that like did involve me. And then eventually I'm like, okay, I get it now. She's not really asking what I want to do. She's more just talking it out with me kind of thing. So
it's good to learn those things.
Yeah.
I have a lot to learn.
Boy, do you.
We'll listen to one or two more if we're getting to chapter 4, I suppose.
Hey, Jake and Brad, this is Becca from St. Louis.
Ooh. So
Jake, you had talked about premarital counseling a few weeks ago, and I just got married on New Year's Eve, and my fiance and I had went through premarital counseling with my youth pastor who married us. And we thought he was pretty qualified since he had done this before, but our 4 sessions were basically just him talking about him and his wife and how she never cries or shows emotion. And not really asking us about like our relationship. But at least it was entertaining. And I'm just curious what your guys' experiences have been if you've done anything like that. All right. Bye, guys.
It sounds like she went to premarital counseling with Michael Rappaport. My wife is so unemotional.
Yeah.
She could be the Aaron Rodgers brother. Just stuff like that. Like, all right. It would be a bummer to go to that type of any kind of counselor or therapist like that who just is clearly going through some stuff. Rachel's had like she's getting her master's in counseling and therapy and stuff right now, and they have to do like practice sessions, and there'll be like classmates of hers where you're supposed to like bring up something pretty simple, like I'm a student and I'm stressed about some finals.
Yeah,
and like she'll have like classmates come in and be like, I'm a single mom and like the kids don't respect me. They love their time with their dad's house more. You know, like it's clearly what is actually going on with this woman.
Ooh, wow.
And it's like, all right.
Dang.
That's a fun sample scenario. So it's too bad when people bring that into that type of industry.
I mean, yeah. Hindsight, like everything else, 2020. Probably shouldn't have done it with somebody that's not like I don't know, like doesn't do it very often. Sounds like he's done it, but like, because to me, if I don't know what else to say, I'm going to relate it to my own life, which is kind of sounding like what he did, but maybe he did it. It sounded like he was way too extreme on them and not really talking about their own marriage. Anyway, but my experience was great.
At least, yeah.
I'm sure it's like, we can have some jokes about it, or if anything else, like, hey, we learned like, okay, they learned these things from marriage. Let's be aware of those things. But our experience was good. I'm so into that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not one of those guys. I think some people out there think that everyone should get counseling. Everyone needs counseling. And I without like really thinking about this too extremely, I don't think that's true. Like, I think if you're healthy, then you don't need counseling. I think counseling is really good and I really like it. And I really like premarital counseling with Kathryn and I. Kathryn's so much less, I think now 9 years later, which is a long time. I think she is a little bit easier to like crack open the egg and like, I don't know if that's the right analogy, but like here, like she does express her emotions a little bit easier with me. She's more vulnerable with me. And like, but I think initially, like I was so excited to like talk so deeply and she was a little bit more uncomfortable with all that. And so I think premarital counseling, there were times where it was like a little bit of a clash because I was like, let's read this book together. Let's do a study together. Let's go through all these questions together, and I had written down paragraphs for each question and she had written down, like maybe a sentence, if that, like, or just like a few words. And she's like, I don't know, this is what I think. And that was hard for me because I was thinking like, she's not taking it seriously enough.
Yeah. You're like, I'm so into this.
It was hard for her because she's like, I'm not comfortable or I'm not good at this yet. I'm not good at like, I don't know. This is what I think. This is it. I'm not purposely not doing this well or something. So, but we did it with my pastor from Manhattan, Kansas, and he did an awesome job. And I can't remember like anything super specifically about it except for just that we met up a few times and went over our answers before we would meet with him. We did it all virtually, and I just remember Kathryn being frustrated that I like had more written down than she did or something. So, but I think what was her name, Becca?
Yeah.
I think you should still, if you feel like you didn't get great counseling the first time, there's nothing wrong with doing it again once you're married. If anything, because the great thing about premarital counseling is it opens up conversation. It opens up ideas of like I don't know. I guess we never, I think the one that we really, the two that I can remember like question wise was like, how many kids do you want and how long do you want to wait till you have kids? Mm-hmm. And I remember Kathryn wanted to wait like 1 to 2 years. And I was like, 1 to 2 years?
That seems quick.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I think that's probably somewhat of a common sentiment. I don't know, maybe not always, but like that the girls will. And she also wanted, I think, like 5 kids. And I remember being like, "There's no way we're gonna have 5 kids." And now I'm like, 5 kids would be awesome.
All right.
Who knows? But so just kind of it opens up those kind of conversations before you get married, and then you don't have to, I don't know, find out those things later. But have you started anything yet?
Ours that we're gonna do is like a 9-week course through Abundant Life.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't start till March. So we haven't done it yet. But I did, separately from that, I did have a phone call today with hopefully the guy who's going to officiate our wedding. So that's kind of fun.
Nice.
So
making moves.
Make it count.
Make it count, baby.
The show must go on.
I love it. I think, I obviously it's a personal thing and I don't have to hear about it on the podcast or in real life even, but I love hearing about like, oh, I'm learning about this. Or if you ever have questions about like, Brad, what do you think about this aspect of marriage? I would love to talk to you about it.
Yeah, I should do that more.
I enjoy it. I enjoy relationships. I enjoy marriage. Marriage is awesome. Families are awesome. I think obviously it's such an important part of our lives. So,
and I think even just the relationship that me and you and Kathryn and Rachel all have together can be pretty like easy to like help each other out with. Like Rachel and Kathryn share a ton of similarities already, which is really cool. And I think how we interact with them could be similar times, but also I feel like me and Kathryn are also kind of the same people, and you and Rachel share a lot of similarities too. Yeah. And so we're always going to be able to see eye to eye with someone,
Right. It's not like, oh, Brad's more type A than Kathryn, therefore Brad and Jake are the same and Rachel and Kathryn. It's like, no, like, sometimes it's like, what? No, like you have to plan out a vacation. It's like, no, let's just be spontaneous. There's always a yin and a yang there. So yeah. Would love to. It's just fun, man. Dynamics are fun. Relationship dynamics. So,
all right. We've been going for like an hour 38 at this point. So I feel like I need to wrap up the story and get on with our day.
Voice memos though. Send them out more.
Maybe we'll do maybe 1 or 2 more at the very end. But
I love those. Yeah.
Yeah, they are fun. We just had so much to talk about today. This is fun. Okay. So chapter 4, I am waiting. Yeah. It's been like 30 minutes. I call him again. It's just bad. I think at this point in the phone call, actually, no, I think before I called him again, I'm waiting on like a Hyundai Sonata. Is that a car? Hyundai Sonata. Because that was the car he's in. Drive. And so, I'm just waiting at the front of this condo complex, just waiting for a Hyundai Sonata to pull up. And you're going to just laugh at this, but I see a car pull up. And I am looking.
You don't know what Hyundai Sonata. You couldn't tell a Hyundai from a Toyota from a Tesla.
So I'm looking for a gray Hyundai Sonata. And what pulls in to the, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. Okay, what pulls into the complex, I find out later, is a navy Toyota Camry.
Okay.
But it has like the lift light on.
Okay.
And so from afar, immediately, I've been waiting for so long. I'm just so excited to see anything that resembles a sedan, a lift, anything.
Wait, does this guy drive a gray Hyundai Sonata?
Yeah. Diomedes does. That's what I'm waiting on. And you know what I thought of? Is I thought of The Office when Michael's like, I give her a 9 on her looks and a 2 on her ability to describe herself. I was like, all right, he's a little late and he's not good at describing himself, but he did make it. But it's not even him describing it. It's like the literal Lyft app knows his car. And so I walk right up and he drives up to me and I walk right up to him. And it is,
hey, you got the cards?
Yeah.
You got the goods?
And it is a Hispanic looking man who looks younger than I remembered. And I was like, oh, looks, yeah.
You're like talking to him like Dwight, like, ¿Dónde está are you from?
Tu necesito un bueno worker.
My name is Jake. ¿Cómo te llamas name? Do you know Diomedes?
And so he goes, Gabby? And I was like, yes, I'm very happy. And he says,
oh, muy feliz.
He says, no, Gabby. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not Gabby. And I was so disappointed.
Dejected.
I really thought it was Diomedes the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
And I really thought he said happy. And I was like,
happy?
That's kind of fun.
Happy. That's a pretty boss move. Like,
happy now?
Happy. He learned one word and it's happy.
That was like pitfall number one. That was really sad. When I thought I had him, I'd been waiting for so long.
Yeah.
He said 15 to 20. It's now 30, 35. I'm like, finally. And it's like, dang it. That's for Gabby. And so I think this is when I did my third phone call. I was like, let's do this. I got to figure it out. The WhatsApp number. Like, I don't know how else. I'm texting him my address. I'm texting him all this stuff. So I call him and it's just going even poorer. We just can't get anywhere.
At least he answered, because if he doesn't answer, you're done, right?
I guess not. Yeah. Thank goodness he answered. And I finally am able to make out, like, he says, my grandson speaks English. He will call you in 3 hours. I was like, all right.
Okay.
I don't know what other options we have, because like you and I communicating is not working, so I'm like, great. Okay. So just so you make sure, I'm looking up Google Translate, your grandson.
Yeah.
Call me.
Yeah.
Tres horas, or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, yes. Great. And then he tells me his, like a phone number that I thought was going to be his grandson's phone number to be looking out for again. So I jot that phone number down and then I'm like, I go ahead and just like plug it into WhatsApp just to see. And it populates and it says Diomedes. I'm like, oh, this is his WhatsApp number. What number did he give me before? So now I have 4 different numbers on my phone, all under Diomedes' name. And so then I text him in WhatsApp and I was like, all in Spanish, hey, this is Jake. This is where I'm at. Can you come to this address? And then, oh yeah, I forgot. He was big on the voice chat. I just remembered all this. Yeah, I got some fun receipts. See if you can understand. Hola, mi nombre es Jake. Gracias por ayudarme. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Thank you for helping me.
Oh, great. My address is this. What does this mean? La misma dirección en la que me recogiste. Oh, that was probably the same address as last night. I bet that's what I said.
Said the same, same
address as last night. Okay, so this is what he said.
Give me address and give me address here.
So that was the first. Give me address.
What did he say?
Give me address. And I was like,
he's trying to speak English there.
I guess so, but I had just given him the address.
Read
I
it.
said,
play it again.
Okay. Hola, mi nombre es Jake. Here's my address.
Give me address. Give me.
Here's the next voice memo.
Address here. Give me address you here in the WhatsApp, please.
Oh, give me your address in WhatsApp.
Address. Okay. Give me your address for WhatsApp, please.
Give me your address for WhatsApp.
Yeah. And so I sent him the same address that I've sent him 9 times at this point. I sent it again.
Very good.
Very good.
I like that.
That's what I was like. All right, we're getting somewhere now.
Very good.
He's a WhatsApp guy.
Okay.
So we're starting to get somewhere. I'm going to play that again. It was fun.
Very good.
Very good.
That needs to be a soundbite.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good. All right. And so I think I asked him in Spanish, ¿Estás de camino a mi dirección? Like, are you coming to this address?
Okay.
Like, are you on your way here?
Hello. I am go in the your house. Maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
In your house.
My way, 10 minutes to your house.
Okay. I am driver your house.
Driver, your house.
Very good, very good.
Very good, very good. I said, excelente, gracias.
Excelente.
Excelente.
Oh, mamma mia.
Mi amigo. Me encanta. And then he sends me another one after excelente, gracias.
I am here in Swiss Hilton Home too.
What'd you get out of that one? Here is where we start to lose a little momentum.
I'm here. Something Hilton is what I heard.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was Hampton or Hilton.
Play it again.
Swiss Hilton Home too. I am here in Swiss Hilton Home too.
So I'm like, how did he not just go to the address that I sent him?
That dude has a hard time with directions.
9 times. I mean, I just go to the address. You found it last night.
Swiss View Hilton Home.
Just go there.
Two. Very good, very good.
And so I'm looking that up and I just get so bummed.
You're
I'm
like, this is not excellent.
I'm not near a Hilton. I'm not near a Hampton. Whatever you're saying, I'm not near it. How can you not just get here?
Oh my gosh.
That was sent. Yeah, that is whatever. Okay, so he sends me that and I was just like, is this ever going to end? And so then I did what I should have done a long time ago. I run across the street.
To literally half the people in Florida.
I go to Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I go inside and I say, does anybody speak Spanish and English in here? And then, well, what I did was I had a guy on my right and his name was Jose. And he looked like a guy who might know Spanish.
Jose does?
But I couldn't just ask Jose. I had to ask everyone.
Okay.
Does anyone speak English and Spanish in here?
You're
but
like
I'm
staring at Jose.
I'm kind of like, hey, Jose.
Anyone at all? Anyone at all?
Jose, you listen to this?
Yeah.
You listen? I'm like kicking him. Some girl raised her hand in the back. I took 2 years of Spanish.
Anybody else? Anybody that
okay,
lives in a house that like
hi, Spirit. Guatemala. Were you born in Honduras? Jose, you hearing this?
Anybody, Jose?
Jose,
can you hear?
Jose,
Yeah.
can you hear me? And anyway, Jose is my saving grace. There's so many parallels with this and the Tulum story. I remember I would not have got anywhere if it wasn't for a bilingual taxi driver.
And yet you didn't learn.
Yeah, I know. I need someone to be the intermediary because I remember that the car got stolen and impounded in Tulum and the police station was closed on Sundays. It was a nightmare. And so this is the part that should tell you that it's not me. It's on Diomedes. Jose and him, I have it on my phone. They had to talk for 9 minutes. They both speak Spanish.
Yeah.
They had to talk for, what are they talking about? For 9 minutes.
Right.
So he would tell me, he's like, just come to the Chick-fil-A, University Boulevard, right here. And I don't know what they talked about for 9 minutes. I was just like, what is he doing? Just come here. And so they just talk. And the whole time I just keep like doing this. Jose, like, thank you.
Yeah.
And he's trying to tell me what's happening. And, anyway, and so I think that pretty much like is the end of the story. Eventually, he has me one last time send him the address to the Chick-fil-A in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
He pulls up, he gets there. I was so thankful to Jose. First of all, I tried to pay him. I was like, thank you so much. I could not have done this without you. He doesn't accept it. He's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
I think I took up all of his break. I felt so bad because as soon as he got done talking to me, he was a worker. He had to go back and start working. And so then about 10 minutes later, Diomedes shows up. I was so pumped to see him. Of course, he doesn't pull all the way into Chick-fil-A. He's kind of in the street still. So he's just blocking.
That busy street.
He's blocking traffic. And so I'm like trying to like wave him on. And he's like waving at me. And so like, let's just get this over with.
This guy.
And so, I forgot to say, when the night before, when things were really haywire and he wasn't responding to me, I tipped him an extra $20. Like maybe this will get his attention.
Yeah.
So I tipped him $25 at this point. When he finally gives me the case, I have another $10 bill. I give him another $10 bill. Like, even though he's been the most difficult man on the planet to work with, he's still like, he was faithful to bring it to me. I'm appreciative. I give him a $10 bill. I say, gracias. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And he looks at it. He says, 15? He wanted more money.
Well, I mean, Did you pay him to like get there?
So Lyft already pays the drivers. They give them.
They do.
Yeah.
For like the driving time and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was gonna say like, I would think that would 50.
No, he already gets reimbursed by Lyft. Like he gets reimbursed for his gas and like Lyft covers it, which is very nice. Wow. And anyway, I was like, no,
did you freeze or did you give it to him or?
I was like, no, that's good. I just couldn't believe that. I mean, I don't know.
15? Maybe he was trying to say 50.
The only bills I had, I didn't like have another 5. It was like I had a 50 from grandma for Christmas.
There you go.
And I think, I don't know. So
that's so
like, the nerve of this guy.
I mean, it sounds like he shouldn't, I don't know for sure, but maybe he's not from Orlando and therefore doesn't know Orlando.
Yeah.
And so then therefore, if you just say, yeah, I'm on University Boulevard, Chick-fil-A, he's like, I have no idea where that is or something. Why would it take 9 minutes to talk to him? I have no idea. Unless it was like, here's how you get there. The whole thing is just, for so many reasons, it doesn't sound like he should be driving.
Right. Yeah.
It'd be like one thing if it's like, I can't speak English, but I can read Google Maps like nobody's business.
I know left and right
like
turns
no problem.
well.
Press the button. Like I'm really good with technology. Press the button and go. Great. But if it's like a little bit of double whammy, you shouldn't be doing that.
I have some kind of fun endings to the story. For what? So I run back across the street holding the SD card case in hand. I'm so excited.
You open up the SDs and there's nothing there.
Yeah, no, I did check. I was like, all right, they're all in there. I'm so excited. I back into the condos. I'm like, I was like, you know what? No, I am so thankful. I ran back across the street again and I went inside to thank Jose again. Just because Diomedes actually came. And so I went inside, thanked him. And then I saw the picture of the owner operator and saw where he was sitting. So I went over and told him.
Nice.
I was like, hey, just want to let you know, like, this is just a really short situation. What's happening? Jose helped me like translate for me, really helped me out. Just if you didn't already know, he seems like a great employee.
Was in a huge bind here.
Yeah. So that was fun. They were really nice. Like most Chick-fil-A operators are. He's just like, where are you from, man? And what are you doing here? And it was cool. So I go back. As soon as I get back in the house, it's been like a 2-hour process. I was outdoors. Like when I finally texted Rachel, like, how you been? I was like, I've been outside for 7 hours today, just golfing to Diomedes singing. And Derek is about to leave. He didn't stay the whole weekend with us. Derek was waiting on his Uber. And so I was like, perfect timing. Don't ever give me this SD card case again. Long story short, I lost it, but I got it back. Here it is, man. And Derek goes, oh, those things? I haven't used those things in like 9 years. I was like, no.
I thought, as I was thinking like $15 tip, I was like, okay, obviously like, the guy's wanting a little bit of money, but like, that's pretty valid considering that these SD cards are worth, however many hundreds, thousands of dollars worth of content.
Did some of our golf stuff?
Yeah.
Like from the first day, is it on there? And like, what else is on
That's
there?
amazing.
Like,
Derek's like, oh, you can keep that. Like, you don't even.
He was like, I cannot tell you enough how invaluable, or like how unvaluable those things are to me. And so, but my SD card is also on there with the video I'd shot for Trey, which had not been backed up anywhere.
Okay.
And some other stuff. And so that was another thing. It's like, we would have to reshoot an entire video. We've never had to do that in 4 years. I don't want maybe the last video I ever shot for him to be the one we have to reshoot.
What video was it?
He actually uploaded it today. The day we're recording it. It's mental health now versus then.
Okay.
Kind of a fun video.
So if you like that video, it could have almost not been.
Diomedes. It would have been way different had we reshoot it. And so that's another thing. I'm like, I'm stressed about this. Trey eventually hears this whole story and everything. And he's like, oh, I forgot to tell you. When I took the DraftKings footage from you, I went ahead and took the mental health footage too. I was like, no. So there was nothing. There was nothing on any of these cases.
Okay, so here's where like the kindergarten, like patronizing Brad and me comes in. It's like kindergarten teacher version of me. It's like, okay, Jake, so what did you learn from this process?
Don't keep my friends in the dark when it's very easy to tell them.
Yeah, let people help you. Like, or talk it out with them. Like, I don't know what to do here.
Do you think it's a guy thing? You think it's just me being very independent, individualistic, like not wanting help? Like, I don't want to bother them. Let them enjoy their day. Let this be my problem. Because that's how I feel. It's not even about like stressing them out. It's more about like, I don't want to make my problems their problem. Like, this is 100% my fault. Let me figure it out.
Maybe that is a unique situation. Because like, I was thinking like they wouldn't be as stressed out as you would be because it's your fault. And so you would still get like, you would be like, you would have to do all the extra work. Yeah. If I were in your situation, I'd be like, yeah, I'm paying Derek back for all this stuff. I'm, doing this for free for Trey, like whatever it takes to like make it right. But yeah, so I don't know. So in my head, I was like, they wouldn't care as much as me, but they might have a different perspective. I'm a big fan of just like resources and tools. I love utilizing the resources I have, or like thinking about what resources are at my disposal. And like, I like doing that with my phone, but I also like being like, hey, I know, like Sam Severs, listens to the podcast all the time. Sam Severs knows people in Kansas City that might have things I don't have. So I texted him and was like, hey, do you know anybody that has a Santa costume? And immediately he's like, here's a contact for you.
Kyle Wiltshire with SBU.
Shout out Kyle. So like, yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't feel bad about that, but that's a little bit different because it's
you and I are
not
different
adding
that
stress. Oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, if it's like, I don't know anybody, it's like, no problem. Like, I don't think in my head, I'm like, Sam's not going to like feel terrible for not being able to provide me something for this. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I think I would just be like, or like this person that is working the golf shop, like pro shop, who's not doing anything, just standing behind the desk, who looks Hispanic. I'll ask them like if they would like to help me with this. Like, and if anything, it's like, hey, that's a break in their monotony of like, yeah, they helped talk to this guy with me.
Yeah, I could probably be more available to lean on other people.
Because eventually you did. Eventually you had to be like, hello, people of Chick-fil-A.
Announcement. Yeah. Did you understand that? If so, I'm looking for your help.
Oh, there was one time, I don't know if I've told the whole story, but whenever I left Spain to go home, I didn't have any money, any credit cards, like all this stuff. And I had to basically like beg people to borrow their phone to like, to figure out something. And it's a very uncomfortable situation. Like there's a difference between like, can I have a favor, or like, hey, I either need money or I need
drastic immediate help.
And it was back in the day, but it was like before unlimited data. And so like it was like a hindrance of them. Like
it's hard to get like,
not only is
internet.
It like, I'm borrowing your time, but it's like, oh, can I get on there and whatever. So I know how awkward and tough it can be. Yeah. So the fact that you had to go to those lengths of like, I'm just going to go like cold announce it to all of Chick-fil-A and hope Chick-fil-A was a good call to go there versus
they're so nice.
Yeah, anywhere else. But anyway, what a story.
I'm sorry that was so long, everyone.
No,
I'm glad we broke it up. I think
it
was probably still entertaining at least, but yeah, it was a long weekend because of that. And every night I would just hit the pillow and was just so exhausted. I was like, I was telling Rachel, like, sorry, I haven't texted you much. I've just been doing stuff constantly. I don't get a break from this and I'm just so tired. And I think when you aren't living a very stressful life, when you are stressed, it's like, this is taking a toll. I mean, I got to be a comedian tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have to like pretend like none of that matters. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it was all good. I love my life. It was fun. Thanks for listening.
Got a good life.
Let's do reviews of the week. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I love it.
I had one that I really, really liked. It says, can't type through my tears of laughter.
Oh.
It's from J-Dub. Jake and Brad, thank you. There's a lot of things to say or type, but long story short, I'll just say thanks. The transparency of y'all's lives, the boldness of living your lives for Jesus, and the desire to want to be a light to your community has not gone unnoticed. After listening to the best of 2022, I just cried, both from laughing and thankful. Wow. That's pretty cool. Reliving those jokes and stories is a reminder to all us ghosties that even when we might feel alone in our lives, we have a community here with Ghostrunners that is awesome. This one is for the kid at home, for the boys back home. And it reminds me, I got an email today and it said, hey, just thank you for the podcast. I'm going through some depression right now. And your podcast helps me get through days. And
that's really cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
That is awesome. Mine's coming from Lizzie, who gets on her feet. Best podcast / talk show in Europe. 5-star review on January 8th. Hey, Jake and Brad, my name is Lizzie and I'm 17 years old. Right now I'm on an exchange program for a semester in France. Humble brag.
Nintendo Wii.
Oh, oui. And y'all are keeping me sane. I feel pretty homesick, having less than mediocre French speaking skills. Hello. And not being used to eating a freaking baguette with every meal.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Don't complain about You're 17 years old and you're dominating carbs. It's a good life, Lizzie. All right. Trust me, you'll miss those days.
Brad's only eating with a 4-hour window a day.
Trust me. I get like the nub of a baguette once a week. I've been listening since episode 2, but not knowing how to explain to my parents why I feel like I'm friends with 2 men nearly twice my age. I haven't been able to participate in the ghosty community nearly as much as I want to. I love that because it's like she's in France, like, on an exchange program, but the parents are like, whoa. What are these Facebook posts?
Seeing a lot of comments going out.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, it continues. It says, still, thank you so much for everything. Listening to this podcast makes me feel less lonely. Jake, congrats on your engagement.
Thank you.
Brad, congrats on having a friend. Thank you. Maybe more than one who has gotten engaged. Thank you. Keep being awesome. We will. Thank you to Lizzie, who gets on her feet. That's fun. Or as we say in French. How do you say thank you in French?
It's bonjour.
Oh,
it's kind of like aloha. It can mean a lot of things.
Yes, that's
it's the tone though.
But it's bonjour with like a J, not a J.
Yeah.
Bonjour is like hello.
Oh, bonjour.
Oh, merci is how you say it. I'm like, I know how to say it. Thank you. Did you know?
No.
Merci.
Merci
beaucoup.
Brad, would you like to end this episode with a teaser?
Oh, would I?
How do you want to tease them?
How do we want to titillate these ghosties?
On you?
Let's titillate them by using the word titillate a lot.
Lizzie said
how uncomfortable they get about word titillating.
Lizzie said, keep being awesome. I think we can do that.
I think we can do that.
I think we can.
I can manage my way around that.
I've been using the word manage a lot more on the office. Manage my way around that.
I could manage my way around being awesome like we are on Monday mornings.
But sometimes, it's a long time to go without the thing that keeps you from being lonely. Maybe you need something in the middle of the week.
A little something.
You're quarterback.
That's what it's about.
We didn't talk about how we're going to tease this, but
titillate, you mean?
Titillate them. This
announcement has been titillating.
Announcement to come.
Yes, big annuncio.
Maybe next week, maybe the week after, but
could be 3 weeks. Could be 4 weeks.
I could see that happening.
5 weeks.
A realistic time frame, yes.
Okay. Bear with me here. 6 weeks.
To announce it? Yeah.
Okay. Kathryn texted me and said, can you come home right after you're done podcasting? Because Rosie hasn't slept in a long time.
That means you should head out. Brad's got to go be a dad.
I'm going to go be a dad.
I'm going to
go be a fiance.
Get a camera lens from Derek. And then I'm playing pickleball tonight for the first time in a long time.
Fun.
Yeah.
That'll be great. Enjoy it.
Should be a good time.
Should be a good time. Should be, good time sweating it up, hitting it around.
A good long episode. Over 2 hours. Just us.
You're welcome.
Fun
2
times.
hours long. Wow.
Yeah, that was easy.
That's a long episode.
Long-sode.
Yep.
Huh. It was long. That was one episode that was pretty long.
That was pretty long. One episode.
And this will come out on Monday.
Uh-huh. Because like they always do.
They've always come out on
Mondays.
Mondays.
Always come out on Mondays.
And people love the long episodes, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like they like it whenever we talk. So
I think they like episodes of us in general. Okay. Guys, it's been fun.
Peace out, Seacrest.
Oh, peace out, Seacrest. Make it count 2023.
Make it count. Count the carbs.
Love you guys.
Ghostrunners podcast. Everybody